Alright. It's Vic. Ring light on, shadows on my face. I hit record, take my time, set the pace. Notes on the side, little tabs up high. Everybody's true, but somebody's gotta try. I don't throw stones, I just watch them fly. Read between lines when the posts go dry. If the story's loud, I won't yell back. I breathe in deep, then I state the facts. And they love a crash, they love a scene. They love the cut where it turns real mean. But I keep my voice low, steady and warm, 'cause I've seen what happens when the crowd turns storm. I'm iVixey on the airwaves, talking through the static, trying to keep it honest when the texts get frantic. Hands up, don't swing, I'm just here to translate the panic. And I know that the clicks don't come from calm, but I'm still gonna lead with a little bit of bomb. If it burns, let it burn, but don't burn up what you are. Somebody went live, somebody got hurt. Somebody play victim in a custom-made shirt, and the chat moves fast like a hungry tide, picking a hero and a target to ride. I pause that clip, let it sit, rewind, watch the switch in the tone, watch the slip in the lie. I ain't here to ruin nobody's life, but I won't let harm get dressed up nice. And I feel that pull, yeah, I know it well, that sweet little rush when the headlines sell. But I look in the lens like, tell me the cost. How many souls get casually lost? I'm iVixey on the airwaves, talking through the static, trying to keep it honest when the takes get frantic. Hands up, don't swing, I'm just here to translate the panic. And I know that the clicks don't come from calm, but I'm still gonna lead with a little bit of bomb. If it burns, let it burn, but don't burn up what you are.
I got it in
On
wiener.
both sides of the joke, I've been the whisper in the smoke. And when you're turned into a show, they don't see you break, they just want the glow. So I speak like a hand on a shaking shoulder, not a blade when the room gets colder. 'Cause the internet moves on quick, but the hurt stays. Yeah, the hurt stays. So I name the pattern, I frame the scene, cut out the parts that are straight up mean. Keep my aim on the choices made, not the bodies caught in the wave they raise. If they apologize, let them try again. If they double down, I'll call that then. I won't be sweet just to keep my seat, but I won't be cruel for a louder beat. Ooh, I'm iVixey on the airwaves, talking through the static, trying to keep it honest when the takes get frantic. Hands up, don't swing, I'm just here to translate the panic. And I know that the world loves a guilty sound, but I'ma keep my feet on solid ground. If it's truth, let it ring without a stop. Oh, that's it. That's the whole take. Be good to each other. Oh,
Hi everyone! Hello! Hey Fat Cat! Hey Carol! Siren! Thank you so much for the Jiggle Appreciator membership. Hey Grim! Hey Tangel! Hey Roach! Hey Tiva! Hey Clumsy! Hey Pete! Hey Mr. Boom Boom Pow with the 2 buckaroos before the show even started. Hello everyone! Welcome in. We're gonna be talking about a different topic today. We're not gonna be talking about dating, because I don't consider what's happening in these videos dating. Hey Ruby! And we're not talking about the LCU today. We're gonna be talking about some teachers that might have crossed the line in their relationship with their students. And in this case, on the very first story that we're gonna be talking about, it had to be this topic. I didn't even think about that. I did not even think about that. Holy crap. Pete over here being a teacher in the chat, I didn't even consider that. Yeah, well, everyone has their own opinions, you know? But I'm pretty sure, yeah, some of them are definitely not gonna be innocent in any way. Hey, Riley! Let's get right into it, shall we? This very first story is it's one of the worst ones because It's with an 11-year-old kid. I just don't even understand how this happens. As long as you don't relate. Exactly. Exactly. Anyway, let's see. This is a story of a woman that had inappropriate behaviors with an 11-year-old. Let's find out what that's all about.
For a plea hearing, is that still the plan?
That is, Your Honor.
We have followed Madison Bergman's case through every step of the legal process, from the initial
Most of the stories that I hear are like, I don't know, 15-year-olds, 16, 17, you know, getting closer to that age of leaving high school, but 11? So like some kids can be really mature for their age, but 11? I don't get it.
reporting that she'd sexually assaulted an 11-year-old child, to the tacking on of more and more charges, to revelations of just how deep her obsession with a 5th grade student went. Well, now, after initial denials,
How are you upset? They're babies! Like, what is wrong with you? What is going on in their heads? The issue that I have with most of these episodes is that they don't go into that, right? They don't go into the mental illness. They don't go into what is going on in their heads. For them to be, what was his word? Obsessed with an 11-year-old? How does that even happen? Like, what is wrong with you? Siren, thank you so much for the 10 gifted. Holy crap. Thank you so much. Hey, Sage. Oh my gosh, Siren, you are so sweet. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. My gosh.
she has changed her plea, agreeing to admit
So many adult fish in the sea, like, but that's apparently not what she was into, right? That's the whole weird thing about this. Like, if you're going for them that young, that means you're, like, severely disturbed, right? So, yeah, it's,
her guilt to multiple heinous sex crimes. We're taking a closer look
Multiple.
at the biggest moments from her plea hearing, plus charges that a fellow teacher at the same school is still facing. Welcome to
The same
Sidebar,
school?
presented by Law.
What is going on that school? My son is almost 11. I can't even imagine. Exactly, Ruby. They are just babies at that point.
On Crime, I'm Jesse Weber.
It's the school of Diddy. Can you imagine the reputation of that school after that? Like, you might as well, like, shut down, right? Watch SpongeBob together, right, Pete? Like, what is going on in your brain chemically for this to be, like, okay, right? It's not even bad looking. Well, there's so much more to it, you know?
Madison Bergman is a name you probably recognize if you follow us here on Sidebar. She resigned from Riverside Elementary School in St. Croix County, Wisconsin in May of 2024.
Well, now you know where it's
after
happening.
The victim's parents brought printed screenshots of some of the texts between their
Who's Miss
11-year-old
Rachel?
son and his teacher to the school. And by the way, Bergman was actually engaged to be married at the time. Now, that engagement was...
The other story that I was watching earlier today was also of a woman that was, like, in a relationship with a man, a full-grown man. And they were, like, married, I think, so holy crap.
quickly called off when messages like these came to light. Victim, ha ha ha, bro, I just want to make out with you. Bergman, I do too, like all the time.
Stop.
Bergman, also today when you said I know you're mad, but I want to kiss you. Oh my gosh, I wanted to grab your face and just push you to the floor and make out with you. Victim, ha ha ha, for real, I love to kiss you on the ground too, ha ha ha. Bergman, I almost kissed you when you were on the ground today, but I got distracted by your stomach. Talking stomach.
What? Holy crap, what is wrong with you?
It's stomach churning, to say the least. Well, these texts were apparently in reference to the first time that Bergman had intimate contact with this child, this boy. According to a criminal complaint, quote, when the other kids left the classroom, she approached him and kissed him on the mouth. He described himself as sitting on the ground immediately after the kiss, as he couldn't believe that it happened and the fact that it was his first kiss. He then got up, gave Bergman a hug, and left the classroom to catch the school bus. You know, we talk about it a lot, but think about the emotional, mental impact
on the
that
kid.
something like this is going to have on a child as he grows up, as he matures. Talk about it all the time, particularly when I have on Chris Hansen. This is a problem. This is really, really, really disgusting stuff. Now, you got to get this. A school resource officer testified during a preliminary hearing last year that Bergman and this 11-year-old shared more than 30,000 messages with each other. The victim admitted that he and Bergman had kissed several times, touched each other in class in a way that no one would see. The victim also told the officer about love letters and drawings that he and Bergman would write to each other. He said that Bergman kept all of the sheets of papers in folders, and these folders were apparently found in Bergman's backpack in her classroom. In one of those letters, Bergman allegedly wrote, "One of my cousins is in the 5th grade, and I can't imagine a man talking to her how we talk. I know we have a special relationship, and I do love you more than anyone in the world, but I have to be the adult here and stop." So despite that apparent acknowledgement that her actions were wrong, the inappropriate conduct seemingly continued.
Right.
At first, Bergman was charged with just one count of sexual contact.
I mean, it's at least good to know that she realized it wasn't okay, right? Because I don't know. Dude, I can't even I'm trying to make sense of it and I can't. Like, I can't even reach what's going on in your head to go from like even if you're so disturbed that you have these thoughts, right? That's already bad enough. But going from thoughts to action and then oh, dude, I can't even. I
With a
can't
child
reach.
under age 13, it's a first-degree child sexual assault charge. But then there was an amended complaint, and it added another 9 charges, including charges like use of a computer to facilitate a child sex crime, sexual misconduct by school staff or volunteer, child enticement, which, by the way, has a modifier requiring lifetime supervision of the defendant as a serious sex offender. But now we go to the latest. We go to Monday, September 29th, and that is when Madison Bergman, who had been out on bail, was in court to accept the plea deal. By the way, if you're a fan of Cyber, if you're a fan of Law and Crime, you might be wondering, how is it that they're able to share so many clips with our followers from inside the courtrooms of our hottest trials? Well, I'll tell you what, let you in on a little secret.
I can't even tolerate. We have some of those in the community, don't we? We have some 20-year-olds in our community, and it sometimes you can really notice that age difference between some members of the community and others. But dude, I don't understand how old is this woman? I don't think they've mentioned it yet, but she looks like she might be in her maybe 30s, you know? I just...
Great. We use a platform called Opus Clip.
No.
Of serious sex.
To help you edit videos today.
Ms. Bergman is going to enter pleas of guilty to count
Oh, you mean like in a relationship? Yeah. No, I understand. I get that.
3, child enticement. There is a lifetime supervision of serious sex offenders. Enhance her on that at this time. She's also admitting to that. Count 6, sexual misconduct by school staff. And count 8, sexual misconduct by school staff. Based on those pleas, the state is moving to dismiss but read in all of the other counts for purposes of sentencing. We are jointly recommending
Hi, Willie.
PSI be done, and the state is to cap their in-custody recommendation at 12 years at the time of sentencing.
Ms. Bergman, do you understand what's proposed?
I do.
Would you stand up, raise your right hand, and be sworn by the clerk?
Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You're gonna have to speak up.
Yes.
Okay, have a seat. Thank you. Bring that microphone up close to you so that way I can hear you and everyone else can, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, she's crying through this whole thing, Pete. You know what you did? Oh yeah. She knows that her life is literally over, dude.
So first of all, with regard to counts 3, 6, and 8 in the amended information, which are child enticement with lifetime supervision of serious sex offenders, sexual misconduct by school or staff or volunteer, and sexual misconduct by school staff or volunteer. They are Class D and Class I felonies, the latter two. What is your plea today?
Guilty.
All right. In order for the court to consider whether to accept your guilty plea, I need to ask you some questions. So first of all, did you complete this plea questionnaire and waiver of rights with your lawyer?
I did.
And is this your signature and your lawyer's signature on the second page?
It is.
Now, did you have a chance to talk to Mr. Tamburino about the plea questionnaire?
Yes,
Did you get all your questions answered?
I did.
So the judge walks her through the questionnaire to make sure that everything is correct.
Are you currently receiving any treatment for a mental illness or disorder?
No,
Have
Well,
you had
that's-
any alcohol, medication, or drugs in the last 24 hours?
yes.
And what have you had?
I've had my prescribed medication.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Dude. Imagine you're an adult person, right? I mean, all of you are anyway, but imagine in your head you start having these thoughts and you know they're wrong because she's already admitted to knowing that they're wrong. There was a point in the relationship with this 11-year-old that she was like, we can't keep going, and then they did anyway, right? So she realizes it's wrong. She knows she's having these thoughts. She already put it into action. At what point do you think to yourself, I think I need help? Why would you not go to seek therapy to try to face these issues that you have? Like, wouldn't that be, I don't know, obviously she's not smart, but wouldn't that be the thing to do? Dude. Oh, thank you, Lily. I appreciate that. Yeah, we're almost at 500 subscribers on there. We're trying to get monetized.
And are you taking it according to the prescription?
Yes.
Is there anything about that medication that you know of that would affect?
Dude, Pete, yeah! Holy crap, imagine being that guy and having no idea what's going on in your relationship to the point that the person you're with is like doing things with a dude. I cannot even imagine, dude. I wish we saw like an interview with the guy, with the guy who she is with, like see how he feels about this whole thing. And then I also want an interview with the mother of the child. Man, maybe not the kid, but like blurred out or something. Jesus.
Affects your ability to understand what we're doing here in court today.
No, Your Honor.
All right.
Yeah, the judge wanted to make sure that Bergman knew that by pleading guilty, she was giving up certain rights, the right to confront witnesses, the right to present her own evidence. Bergman agreed that she understood. And the judge went through what the state would have to prove in order to get a conviction on the charge.
She's only acting like this because she got caught? You mean the part where she's like sobbing and like looking really like guilty and stuff? I have a feeling that she was going through that though in her head because of having seen that she knew she was doing wrong. I feel like she was definitely going through that, but the disturbing parts in her brain were overwhelming the parts that said she was doing something wrong, right? Alex, thank you for the 5 gifted! Holy crap, you guys are so nice. Thank you so much. I appreciate that support, Alex. Hope you're doing good today. She's gonna miss spending recess. Oh my god. Dude, and how long is she even gonna be in jail? I have a feeling that it's not gonna be that much, right?
She faced if she had gone to trial.
Next thing we need to talk about are the elements of these particular crimes. And we'll start with child enticement, which is count 3.
Okay.
Now here's why we're doing this, amongst other reasons. One of the reasons, though, is you're offering a guilty plea on all 3 of these charges.
I'm a bit tired today. I shoveled snow. Dude, everyone's struggling with the snow. It's so crazy for me. I don't live in a country that has a lot of snow at all, so I don't struggle with that stuff. But damn, I'm so sorry for everyone who's like not even able to leave the house because it's like snow everywhere. Can't even leave with the car. Man, I hope you're doing okay. Of course you're tired. That's really rough. I hope it gets better. Do I have any horror movie recommendations? I have a horror game recommendation. The Outlast series. Was it really good? Alien Isolation, also a good game. Horror movie recommendations. I don't know. Nothing comes to mind at the moment. We did watch a movie yesterday called Hereditary, which is, like, I think from 2018. It wasn't, like, amazing or anything. The Human Centipede, but that has it's a little gory. Dude, there's a whole category of, like, really gory horror. Oh, there's one that I really want to show you, Pete. I think you'll really enjoy it, since you like Human Centipede so much. We'll have to watch that one next.
And you're giving up the right to have a trial and make the state prove up each of these elements. So I want you to know what it is exactly they would have to prove if we did go to trial, since you're giving up that opportunity, okay?
Yeah.
All right. So first of all, with regard to child enticement, the state would have to prove that you've attempted to cause a person to go into a secluded place, that the person was under the age of 18 years, you attempted to cause the person to go into the secluded place with intent to have sexual contact with a child in violation of Wisconsin Statute 94802. In addition, because the allegation is this is an attempt rather than a completed act, the state would also have to establish that you intended to cause the person to go into the secluded place for the purposes of committing one of the listed crimes, and I've stated the one that was alleged by the state. The defendant did acts that demonstrate unequivocally, under all of the circumstances, that she had formed that intent, and that the defendant did the acts that demonstrate unequivocally, under all of the circumstances, that he or she would commit the crime, except for, in this case, there's the intervention of another person or some other extraneous factor. So those are all the elements of this particular crime.
Maiden, I know it's
And there's
crazy.
one more, and that would be that it has to have occurred in St. Croix
Are you okay?
County.
Yeah. I'm not the one
Counselor,
crying.
You got that correct?
That's
It's
correct,
this lady on the street. She's the one crying. It's not me.
So, do you understand all of the elements of the child?
She's about to go to jail for a very long time for doing something bad to an 11-year-old child. So yeah,
Enticement crime that I've just described.
she's feeling really bad for herself right now. You know?
Now the next,
Hey,
the
couples.
next two charges
Welcome in,
are
guys.
identical in terms of the charge, but they allege, as I understand it, differing dates.
Different
Right,
dates,
mate? What's that?
So let's go through, I'm gonna go through the elements in general, and then we'll just specify the dates so you're clear on that. So first of all, this is sexual misconduct against a pupil by a school staff member under 948.098.
Dude, I don't think she thought she was hurting the child.
The first thing that the state would have to prove in connection with these two charges is that on the specified date, you were a school staff member at, in this case, Rivercrest Elementary School. On the specified date, the victim was enrolled at Rivercrest Elementary School as a
She
pupil.
probably didn't go to jail nearly as long as she should have.
And
That's what I'm
third,
thinking too. Like,
you committed
it probably
an
even
act of
gave her
sexual
parole with good
misconduct
behavior.
against the victim.
how does that even happen? Like after 5 years or something, she gets to leave and live her life? You know? That's usually how that works, right? Hey, Minty!
Now, sexual misconduct under the statute means verbal conduct of a sexual nature or physical contact of a
Oh, that was
sexual
100%
nature.
what
The allegation
happened.
here
You
is
guys saw
verbal.
the message from
Correct.
earlier? Holy
Correct.
crap.
Verbal conduct of a sexual nature means communications made intentionally to. Now, the last thing I want to mention here is The stated purpose that's referenced under the statute, for which the intentional conduct needs to be established, is for the...
What did they say earlier? 30,000 messages exchanged between her and the 11-year-old. 30,000 messages. They must have been talking like every day for a long time. How does that go by unnoticed for so long though, right?
Sexual arousal or sexual gratification of the victim or yourself.
Aw, fat cat! No, not in this circumstance. Oh my gosh. But I get what you're saying.
Those are the two that seemed applicable to me. Is that right, counsel?
That's correct.
Correct.
And intentionally means that you acted with a mental purpose to achieve those results.
Yep, she sure did.
So, in addition to all of that, it would have to be established this happened in St. Croix County as well. So counsel, can we confirm, I know it's a relatively new statute, and I just want to confirm that we've got the elements correct to your satisfaction.
Satisfied.
Agreed.
And when the judge addressed what Bergman's sentence could be, that is when there was a change. Her seemingly calm, stoic demeanor began to crack. She started to tear up a little bit, dabbed at her eyes with a tissue.
The next thing we need to talk about are the penalties for these three charges.
Okay, what is she getting?
Now, count 3, child enticement, and I think counsel has already pointed out that that includes lifetime supervision as a serious sex offense as well. But the penalty under Class D felonies is imprisonment of up to 25 years and up to $100,000 fine. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Yeah, that's quite something, isn't it? Yeah.
Now, with regard to the other two charges, those are Class
And that's just enticement, so that's like the lower charge, I think.
I felonies, for which the maximum imprisonment is 3 years and 6 months and a $10,000 fine. Do you understand the penalties that would apply to each of those other two charges?
Yes.
Now, this is one of the most important moments, I think, in our...
I also think that it should be significantly worse, the fact that it was someone under the age of 13. Because I think at the beginning that was one of the charges is they specifically specify that it was someone under the age of 13. Right, probably depends on state, I'm sure. But like, I'm just saying, in my mind, it should be significantly worse that it was that young. You know what I mean? That's holy crap.
Colloquy, and that is, I want you to understand that regardless of what's recommended here by the attorneys, whether it be now or at a sentencing hearing later, I could still sentence you up to the maximum penalties that I've just described for those three crimes. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
It only applies if they can prove she actually did something physical. Okay, we haven't gotten to that part. I hope they can, because it really looks like they did something physical.
Now, the other charges are proposed to be dismissed and read in for purposes of sentencing. There's a total of 10 charges in the amended information, so you're offering a plea to 3, with 7 to be dismissed. And
really, Sage?
It's important that you understand what that means. You heard me just describe what the maximum penalties are for the 3 charges for which you've offered a plea of guilty. I can't sentence you to any greater penalty based upon the dismissed and read-in charges. All right?
Yeah.
But I can consider the circumstances surrounding those other charges as I determine what the appropriate sentence is for those 3 that you've offered your guilty plea on, within the limits of the maximum sentences that I just described. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
So do I understand correctly? Her maximum is 20 years? Based on all the charges?
Based upon the plea today to the child enticement charge. Mr. Tamburino.
Do you really think the victim didn't cooperate? They only have texts? Dude. You keep thinking that I'm the one sobbing. I'm not. Just look at her. She's definitely the one sobbing. It's not me. Hey, Destiny. Hey, Sleepy Boy. Welcome in, guys.
Points out the requirement for sex offender registration as well. That's not normally part of our plea process. It's not required to be. But you are fully aware that this particular charge requires, as mandatory lifetime sex offender registration. Is that correct?
Yes.
That's correct.
Well, obviously.
Are you fully aware and understand all those consequences of
Yeah,
offering
lock
your
in,
plea
Willie.
today in connection with those requirements?
I do, yes.
Has anyone promised you anything or threatened you in any way to make these 3 pleas?
No.
Have you had sufficient time
Ooh,
to
pizza
discuss all
bagels.
these matters with Mr. Tamburino?
Yes.
Do you have any more questions for him right now?
I do not.
So knowing everything you know sitting here today, and everybody you've talked to before, and all the thought process you've gone through coming here today, do you still wish to offer guilty pleas to these 3 charges?
Yeah. Yeah. Nothing she can do.
My conversation here today with Ms. Bergman and my observations of her here in court, the court finds that the defendant has entered into her 3 pleas knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily,
Intelligently.
with a full understanding of the nature of the 3 charges, the maximum penalties that could be imposed, and the constitutional rights she's giving up. The court also finds there is a factual basis for these 3 pleas based upon the agreement of the parties, my own review of the complaint, as well as the preliminary hearing and motion process that we've undertaken already. The court will accept your 3 pleas of guilty and pronounce you guilty.
Yeah, genius.
Count three, which is child enticement.
The child is male. 11-year-old.
Count 6, which is sexual misconduct by a school staff member or volunteer. And count 8, which is sexual misconduct by a school staff member or volunteer. The first is a Class D felony. The latter 2 are Class I felonies. The remaining 7 counts are read in.
And when it came time to discuss whether Bergman would be able to stay out on bond until sentencing, the state argued that she just pled guilty to 3 felonies, so it's only appropriate that she be locked up.
Right.
The court knows now that the guilty pleas have been entered, she no
Okay, now she's like really crying. Like her whole face is red.
longer enjoys that presumption of innocence that she's enjoyed up until this point. She has pled guilty to 3 felonies here today, the highest level being a Class D felony. Also, as the court knows, according to the plea, the state will be asking for a lengthy prison sentence in this case. This is a case that's been in the public eye. It requires public protection. Ms. Bergman was in a position of power within the school district, used that to an advantage on a student, and since then, the investigations have continued, as the court know, and the case and other cases have remained in the public eye. I know Ms. Bergman has participated in therapy at least since October of last year. She has had a year to engage in that therapy. I believe she's made some progress. According to the letter that was submitted, I don't believe much further progress can be made or be beneficial at this stage. I believe the remand is appropriate.
So there is a mention of therapy, but didn't she answer before that she didn't have any?
At this time, again, without that presumption of innocence, with the prison sentence that the state will be asking for, I believe it's appropriate at this time.
Did she make progress? Did she pee?
Bergman's defense, they argued that she's been a model defendant throughout this
Oh, she said she wasn't diagnosed with anything. Okay.
case.
Since the time of her initial appearance in court back in May
Oh, the court probably mandated it. Yeah, okay, so it wasn't her initiative. Right.
2024, The bond was set. She posted the bail as well as the bond, and she's remained out of custody. She was on a GPS device, a global positioning system
Azzy,
device,
welcome in.
and she maintained full compliance with every aspect of her conditions of release. She never violated it one time. She and her family had separate housing for her with her grandparents to accommodate that. She kept working. She never had contact with children. She kept in contact with me constantly. So did her family. Mr. Bergman is here in court. She has had supervision like
where is he?
basically no other defendant through
Where's
this
Mr.
process has
Bergman?
had. Additionally, on her own, she sought help. Not only did she
Oh,
go
did she?
through therapy, it's much more than that, Your Honor. As the court might know, I submitted a letter last week to the court as well as sealed documents. So what did she do? Well, first she got a full psychosexual evaluation. That's not an evaluation where someone sits down for a couple hours and they talk and take a couple of tests. That's multi hours of going through testing over several days, as well as, talking with the psychologist. And based on all of those testings, as we
By the way, guys, she is 26. She's 26. I think the sobbing might have made her look older, but she's 26 for context.
have submitted to the court and counsel, she is deemed not a threat to the public. She has scored very well on everything. This evaluation was given to Ms. Otten back in July. We have had a number of conversations about this case, at least 3 meetings, and I made it clear to the state that she wants to plead guilty to some type of counts in this case. We made that clear. She wants to resolve this matter. There is a significant amount of information that shows that she was guilty of these counts. And she has maintained that she is guilty of these counts, and that's why she did the psychosexual. After the psychosexual, she then completed a pre-sentence investigation privately, so that the pre-sentence investigator...
What is a psychosexual evaluation? Don't we know the results? Psychosexual evaluation. What does that entail exactly? It's a comprehensive forensic or clinical assessment conducted by mental health professionals to analyze an individual's sexual development, history, behavior, and attitudes. It identifies paraphilic interests, assessment of risk of sexual reoffending, and determines treatment needed or legal or therapeutic purposes. Okay. Okay, so it's basically an evaluation of like where her head is at, if there is risk of her doing it again. They probably try to understand where it comes from, her need to be sexual with an 11-year-old. I hope all of that is, I just wish we had access to those results of that, yeah.
Not only works with her, but as well as go through all of her family contacts. And that's clearly established that she has maintained great ties to the community and has abided by all conditions of release. On top of that, Your Honor, as this court knows, 6 months ago, the court released her from the GPS system because she had done so well on her conditions of release. She never violated one. So for the last 6 months, she's had no GPS monitoring. And on top of that, Your Honor, it's not only therapy, it's sex offender programming. She has had, I believe at the time of the pre-plea investigation was submitted or my letter, it was 39 sessions. That is a lot of sessions, Your Honor, that someone would do even before they enter a plea of guilty, even before they admit guilt, even before there is a conviction. So basically, other than the legal issue of the presumption of innocence not applying, nothing has changed and things have gotten better. This is a person who is actively in sexual programming.
Only after she got caught! If this guy were to tell me sorry, I'm blinding people.
So for those...
If someone would tell me that she started therapy on her own while this was happening, but that's not the case, is it? That would tell me something. That would tell me that she realizes her bad behavior and she was trying to make it better, but for, I don't know, like addiction, she would go back. I don't know. But that was not the case.
Reasons we are respectfully requesting that her conditions of release remain the same. Because again, nothing's gotten worse.
It's only after she got caught that she was trying to show the community and the people and the courts that she regrets it very, very much.
It's gotten even better. It's become better because of everything that she has done to try to do whatever she can to make this situation better, not only legally, as well as...
No, she didn't try to make the situation better. Like Pete said, she was trying to avoid jail time.
To admit guilt for purposes of the victims, hopefully to have some type of closure in this case, as well as for her. Thank you, Your Honor.
And when the judge handed down his decision about bond, that is when Bergman broke down.
I'm going to exercise my discretion to order that she be remanded into the custody of the St. Croix County Sheriff. Bond is going to be revoked as of this moment. And we will await the 75 days or so to get the PSI completed and find out
Dude, take the mic away from her mouth.
what the ultimate outcome here is in terms of sentencing. But balancing all the factors, I think
Can you shut up? I'm trying to hear the judge. God.
that's the most appropriate decision, proper exercise of my discretion.
Can you, like, keep it inside? Huh?
Okay. Now, is there anything else from the state's point of view that we need to address today?
Not today, Your Honor.
Mr. Camberino?
Nothing else, Your Honor.
All right. Then I will see you at the sentencing hearing, and we are adjourned.
Even her lawyer side-eyed her. I mean...
At the sentencing hearing, and we are adjourned.
My God.
Bergman continued sobbing as she was put into handcuffs and taken into custody. So to recap real quick, Bergman entered a guilty plea to child enticement, sexual contact with the sex offender modifier, counts 6 and 8, sexual misconduct by school staff. Now the other 7 counts were dismissed, but they were read in for the purposes of sentencing, which means the judge can consider the conduct, the allegations behind those charges when it comes to how long Bergman will spend in prison. And since the court revoked Bergman's bond, she is now in the custody of the St. Croix County Sheriff's Office until her sentencing, which is scheduled to happen just before Christmas, December 22nd, 2025. And according to prosecutors, they appear to be requesting up to 12 years in prison for this woman. Now, as we have reported previously on Sidebar, Bergman isn't the only teacher at that same school
that
is
is
charged
wild.
with sexual misconduct. That's right. Abigail Faust is accused of not only allegedly knowing about what Bergman was up to, but also...
Were they literally confiding in each other with what they were doing? What?
having her own...
Were they exchanging stories? Dude.
Inappropriate contact with a student. So the 24-year-old was charged in St. Croix County with failure to protect a child, causing mental harm to a child, child enticement, and sexual misconduct by school staff or a volunteer. Now, here's the next part of the story. As news of those charges spread, you have a family in nearby Washington County, Minnesota, so it's just across the border. They realized that was their nanny. Yeah, this family had apparently hired Faust back in 2021 to help watch their children, reportedly a baby who was just a few months old, a young girl, and then this boy who was 15 years old when he claims that Faust started sexually abusing him. When the family realized that Faust was being accused of disturbing conduct with minors, they contacted police. This teen's son, identified in the filings as victim 1, sat down with an investigator, a detective, for a forensic interview, and I will tell you, just divulged sickening details. Faust's criminal complaint reads, I asked victim 1 how he was generally feeling since the initial report of sexual abuse was made. He stated, kind of gross, that he felt manipulated, and that he felt kind of used. Victim 1 became emotional, and I could see tears well up in his eyes. Now, he claims that Faust almost became like a member of the family. claims that what started as sharing inappropriate photos eventually led to more, and that the teen allegedly engaged in sexual intercourse with Faust. Now, here's the thing. According to prosecutors, Faust also allegedly engaged in sexual misconduct with victim one's friend. Yeah, victim two also apparently came over, spoke with police, and confirmed that there was this sexual relationship with Faust. Now, something to note here, because some of the alleged contact between the teens and Faust happened in Wisconsin, Faust now faces 13 felony charges there, and we believe a preliminary hearing is scheduled for October, when the judge, of course, will decide if there's enough evidence for the case to go to trial. And according to Wisconsin court records, it appears that Faust's parents posted her bail, that she has to wear a GPS monitor.
No, no, my mouth is currently wide open all the time, dude. What is happening?
That she's been ordered not to leave her house.
I know.
Also been told she can't use the internet unless it's related to a virtual court hearing, meeting with her attorneys, or telehealth appointments. So, and that is all we have for you right now here on Sidebar. Everybody, thank you so much.
Okay, so both of these stories have a lot more to them. I believe this video was like 3 months ago. We have another one that was more recent. Is this one? But I'm also interested in the other one. Did he say Faust? Is it in the description? I don't think it is. How would I write that? Start watching this one.
And his teacher.
A middle school teacher who admitted to kissing her 5th grade student, a boy who was just 11 years old, will now spend her Christmas in prison. Madison Bergman appeared before a judge to hear the decision about her punishment for sexual misconduct. We're taking a closer look at what the victim's father had to say on his behalf and Bergman's behavior in this latest court hearing. I'm Anjanette Levy, and this is Crime Fix. Have you ever wondered how we are able to share so many clips from
No, not really. I've never wondered.
Of sexual misconduct? I got distracted by your stomach.
Dude.
According to the I do love you more than anyone in the world, but I have to be the adult here.
Of guilty. And
is that the kid? Is that the kid that got his teacher in trouble? These are the types of things that this 11-year-old has had to deal with. And then he had anxiety, and he's had to go to counseling for that. So anxiety, nightmares, constant stress, constantly wondering, where did his simple childhood go? And even most recently, and the thing I wanted to underscore too is like, this isn't a past tense thing. This is the last 7 days. I'm not going to go into this ad nauseum, but just that I want to kind of convey the everyday impact. So we go to basketball practice, it's scheduled. All of a sudden we look at the schedule, it's the schedule at Rivercrest Elementary where he went. The last time both he and I were there was the day Ms. Bergman got taken out of the school, right, and pulled out of there. So very triggering, but then as a dad, I have to ask him, again, are you okay having practice there? I've got to trust his judgment. I have to then think about, do I ask the coaches and give them a heads up? Because this isn't something that we necessarily want broadcast in our small community, right? And then the next day, he's kind of off. And then I'm like, is it because he's just a kid? Or is it because something was triggering for him? I mean, so there's this whole cascade of things that you would think like, oh, we're going to basketball practice. And it gets exacerbated by this. And this was last week. This wasn't, right after. These things still come up. And then, I reread the text, right? Because I have access to all these things too, because they're on my son's phone. And the thing that to me is like, about all this and why I wanted to say something, or my son wanted me to say something, in his own words, he's like, I have to live with this forever. He's like, whatever punishment she receives should be forever, right? I mean, he doesn't necessarily know what that means, right? The whole context of it. But again, when I reviewed the text too, it's very deliberate, talking about touching his leg, talking to my 11-year-old son about her period, talking about his erections. I mean, like very, very, to me, it's like very, very disturbing stuff. It wasn't like a oops, like a fleeting thing. It was over a window of time and only got intercepted by parents that kind of cut it off. And so that's the other part in looking at like, what do we want out of these things? And so what I was asking for, humbly and respectfully, is that we impose the strongest sentence that you believe is appropriate, including the maximum amount of time.
Stop sobbing, lady! You know what you did! God, we're trying to listen to this man and you're like, come on!
Confinement, that's possible. And only you can determine what that is. But I think the sentence has to reflect the seriousness of the
Somebody cut off her mic! Come on now, you guys can do that!
harm. We have to protect other children in this community and then recognize what's also been taken from my son, because this will follow him and the family for the rest of our lives.
Judge Scott Norstrand also asked Bergman if she'd like to give a statement.
Yeah.
Your Honor, thank you for the opportunity to speak.
Yeah, tell us what you're...
I want to begin by expressing my deepest and most sincere apologies to the Huber family. I am so very sorry for the pain and stress that my actions have caused. There is no excuse for my mistaken choices and my mistaken actions. I want to make it absolutely clear that I take full accountability for every boundary that was crossed. I hope that your family has been able to begin to heal and find some peace in your lives again. I know the journey will be long for your family as well as mine. Your Honor, I do believe in the justice system and people being held accountable for their mistakes. I believe that looks different for every person.
That doesn't feel sincere at all.
And in my case, there's not only the current punishment of being incarcerated, but many lifelong punishments to come. I have lost the teaching license that I studied and worked for 4 years. I'll never again.
Hello? Are you gonna list all the things that are gonna happen to you where we're supposed to feel bad for you?
Be able to pursue my passion of working with children in any sense.
Yeah, a little too passionate, weren't you? Jesus!
I will be on the sex offender registry.
Yeah,
for
you
the rest
will.
of my life.
Yeah, of course.
This is going to greatly impact the future I had envisioned for myself, including having a family and children of my own, new and different career paths.
Is this supposed to make the family feel better? That you're gonna have all these consequences and you're listing them now? Oh, don't worry. I'm gonna feel this for the rest of my life.
And even buying a home or deciding where to live.
Oh my God. Okay.
I fully understand and accept this consequence, but I also ask the court to recognize how profound and life-altering it already is.
Oh,
it is a daily
okay.
reminder of the impact my hurtful choices have had on others, and it will remain with me for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I gotta. No.
Additionally, because of the worldwide media coverage of my case, I will be facing ridicule from strangers and friends forever. The media coverage has not only already affected my life and feeling of security and safety, but also my entire family's. My name is in connection to our family business, which has led to online harassment of not only me, but my whole family and their means of making a living. Before being arrested in May of 2024, I was in a deeply unhealthy and emotionally abusive relationship that caused me to become isolated from friends and
Wait a minute. Okay, so she's going into the reasons why she did what she did? Is that what's happening right now? Okay, wait a minute. Let me rewind a second.
Before, I was in a deeply unhealthy, led to online harassment of not only me, but my whole family and their means of making a living. Before being arrested in May of 2024, I was in a deeply unhealthy and emotionally abusive relationship that
Yo, she just freaking blamed her boyfriend?
caused me to become isolated from friends and family. I allowed that emotional vulnerability and isolation to cloud my judgment and alter my ability to process the reality of my inappropriate and harmful decisions. However, Your Honor, Since then, I have begun to find healing and growth for myself through being back in the safety and support of my family, as well as participating in talk therapy and sex offender therapy. Lastly, Your Honor, I would like you to consider the time that I spent in the community on bail. Excuse me. During that time, I was compliant with every restriction placed upon me.
Yeah, I think your lawyer already said this.
Communication with my 3 younger step-siblings for months until it was approved by the court. Not having contact or communication with anyone under the age of 18, which includes all of my cousins. I also remained off the internet, had no phone, and had no online or phone contact with anyone other than my lawyer for 17 months. I also stayed within the radius I was given while on and off of GPS monitoring. I'm not seeking to avoid punishment. I'm already facing lifelong consequences, but I am asking for the opportunity to prove that I am willing and wanting to be a productive, law-abiding member of society. I will never be able to undo the damage I have caused, but I'm committed to doing everything I can to ensure that I never harm another person.
No, you're absolutely right, Jester. You're absolutely right. She is just trying to make her time in jail shorter. There's definitely, like, lifelong consequences for what she's done. This is true.
Thank you, Judge Nordstrom.
The judge addressed some of the prior statements and gave his thoughts on Bergman's actions. He also discussed some of the most twisted texts that Bergman and the boy exchanged. It gives us some insight into what was going on, and I have to warn you, it's really, really hard to hear these, especially when you think about the vulnerability of this 11-year-old boy.
Yeah.
He was just 11.
Now, one could easily minimize the gravity of these offenses and make, I think, an effective argument to a limited degree that there was not the level of sexual contact, I think, Mr. Gambarino, that you were talking about in these other cases. And I think that's a fair argument. That, however, has to hold up against the other reality in this case, and that is what happened here. It's not the same. It's not like many of those other cases. It's a different kind of terrible, frankly. So what do we know about the facts? We have an 11-year-old boy, a 5th grader, first contact with the defendant as a 4th grader, I think. That's what was reflected.
Oh, God.
The contact, the personal contact that's happening is happening in school, and it began to increase during his 5th grade year when Ms. Bergman became his teacher. She was even surprised that he was assigned to her class because there was some concern about them being friends before that 5th grade started.
Really?
But nonetheless, he was. First message. I should say, emails that exchanged between the two were from November 29 of 23 to October 29 of 23, according to the investigating officer. There were 34 emails, and nothing untoward specifically, but nothing about learning, or I think that's the way the officer referred to it, nothing about learning from the teacher to this student, the 11-year-old. Then, a couple of months go by and we get to December 26 of 23 for the first message. The last message I saw was from about April 29. Total text, 35,429. So between those dates, I did some math, Ms. Aden, and I came up with about 125 days or 283 texts per day.
Whoa! That's intense.
This is ridiculous on its face. Now, I'm a 67-year-old judge, so I may not text like some, but this level of contact between a 24-year-old teacher and an 11-year-old student going to an elementary school here in Hudson is unbelievable. And then when you start reading what's in the text,
hey, Trevisan, it's been a while.
we've seen a lot of the details. I don't want to go through that, but I do want to just list off some of the topics that were discussed over time that I identified. Touching each other, kissing, pushing against each other, touching the victim's chest, feeling heart beating, physical characteristics of each other, dreaming about each other, female sexual arousal, female menstruation, devices used for sexual arousal.
No, that beep. Ow, ow,
Licking
ow, my
body
ears.
parts, touching
Licking.
victim's stomach, the victim's own sexual arousal, touching legs, expressions of love. I'm so in love with you. I see you in the morning.
Jesus.
This is crazy, in a sense. I don't know.
No, it's not crazy in a sense. It is crazy, and she should be treated.
Why she did this, why she did it for so long, why she continued to bring up new and more salacious details to talk about with an 11-year-old boy.
For those just joining in, if you guys are not aware, the kid is 11. 11! If I look back at where I was at 11 and what kind of thoughts I was having, this sort of is way too much, dude. It is actually so insane.
I don't know what level of supervision will be necessary to prevent her from doing this again. We have varying opinions about the need for incarceration, about as varied as they can be. 12 years, 1 year. But I will say this, for purposes of my conclusions here today, I do believe incarceration in the Wisconsin prison system is necessary to protect the public.
The judge also talked about an evaluation submitted by an expert on psychosexual behavior.
Yes, let's talk about
that. It was
that.
included as part of the pre-sentencing investigation report.
The PSI writer says Ms. Bergman reported all of the things she and EH said to each other in their text messages did not actually happen. She said they pretended those things did happen, but she was texting the victim on how she wanted her significant other, I'm not going to use the name here, to be with her. The defendant indicated she dissociated when she texted the victim and was thinking of an adult, specifically the fiance, when she sent the victim messages.
No.
Ms. Bergman stated the messages were things she wanted the fiance to do to her.
No.
And how she wanted the fiance to act toward her.
No.
The defendant reported the sexual contact that she and the victim discussed in their messages did not occur. She stated they kissed each other only on the cheek and were creating a fantasy in their messages.
Okay, wait. There's no way. I mean, I believe that a lot of the exchanges of messages was like probably like role play of some sort. Right? So a lot of the stuff did actually happen, but there is absolutely no way that she was dissociating when messaging an 11-year-old kid, talking about things that she wanted her fiance to do to her. There is absolutely no way that you can disassociate to the point of not realizing that you were talking to an 11-year-old. There's just no way. An 11-year-old does not text like a 30-year-old or a 25-year-old, whatever it may be, right? No, I'm sorry. That she was probably thinking that she could get a. I mean, she's not the smartest person, right? So maybe she thought she could. That would fly somehow. There's just no way she. There's no disassociation possible.
Right after reading the text,
Not to that degree.
Some portion of the text, obviously. The PSI writer says the defendant indicated she does not remember sending them and felt lost and isolated from her family at the time. She stated she was looking to feel wanted and was not getting that from her fiancé.
I totally get all of that. I get wanting to feel wanted and not having the relationship that you want in life, but holy crap. Seeking that with an 11-year-old is wild to me, dude. There's just no way. There's so many things you could have done to fix that, or to like fantasize, or to like bury your head in the sand with, but not with an 11-year-old, not with a student of yours. That just makes. I'm sorry.
Ms. Bergman said she's not sure how this situation with the victim occurred.
Oh, you're not sure, are you?
And would never say any of these things she said to him to someone her own age. The defendant reported she felt stupid and like a pushover at the time, but the victim told her it was not a big deal and to keep exchanging messages with him. Now, this is all completely backwards.
Okay, so what I'm thinking she's saying is that she would have never said those kind of things to people her age. So she felt some sort of comfort in the fact that this kid was like innocent, inexperienced, and all that, and that is why she felt comfortable saying these things to him. She was, I guess, to a certain degree embarrassed by how she was feeling, and she felt some comfort in the fact that, I don't know, I think that's what she's trying to say.
The adult in the room is telling the PSI writer that, you know, I was kind of a pushover to the 11-year-old. So
yeah,
I
that's...
kept texting, I kept messaging, I kept talking about inappropriate things.
Okay. Okay, so she was a pushover to an 11-year-old kid. As a teacher with, I'm guessing, some years of experience, she was being a pushover. With a kid.
Anyway, I just wanted to express my concern about this sort of devolving into fantasy situation when it comes to deliberate, specific, sexualized texts for months, hundreds of times a day to an 11-year-old boy. It's a fantasy, and I was thinking about my fiance.
Yeah, no, definitely not good enough. Total BS.
The last thing I'll say about that was, you know, when I was reading those texts, honestly, I couldn't tell who the 11-year-old was sometimes.
Yeah.
I know that sounds crazy, but both sides of the text messaging seems like an 11-year-old.
Yeah.
And the behavior that was going on there. The sheer quantity and lurid content of the defendant's text belie any concern for the victim.
They have to do their jobs anyway, 100%, 100%.
For school, or community. It was intentional, deliberate, purposeful. What was the end game? And I think Ms. Otten alluded to this. Where were we going with this? I suspect something much more serious. That's not to say we aren't here for very, very serious criminal behavior, but I suspect that it would have gone farther had it not been stopped by the parents.
Yeah, I feel like that would happen too.
And there likely would have been a physical relationship that would have resulted in much, much greater harm to
Yeah.
the victim in this case. What I saw in those texts, and I'll conclude here on this topic, is an exercise of control by a 24-year-old woman who should have known better, and for reasons I don't understand, continued to do this for months on end, despite her consciousness of guilt.
According to local reporters in the courtroom, Bergman started crying the moment she entered the courtroom. But when the judge confirmed she would be going to prison, Bergman started bawling.
While we are here today and are extremely frustrated and concerned about these facts and this case and the terrible impact that it's had, I also have to be mindful that there are cases even more extreme.
So what they're saying is that there's absolutely no evidence of this relationship having become physical. So they're saying that potentially this was all just communication beyond the classroom. So not in person. They were just like role playing, fantasizing, and then talking a lot. But not in person. So all messaging, right? Which I can sort of see happening, right? Because if you're 11, you go to school and then you go home. When you're 11, there's not a lot of flexibility, right? I'm guessing. I'm trying to think back of when I was 11. It was a while ago. But then you don't have a lot of like life beyond that, right? There's not a lot she can do. I don't know. It's believable is what I'm saying. It's believable. Were they messaging on? I'm actually not sure what they were using to message each other. At first, apparently it was emails, so.
With defendants who have long records of that kind of behavior. And in that light, I think that a more appropriate sentence, and the sentence that I will hand down here today, is I'm going to order that Ms. Bergman be incarcerated.
When you're 11, you're saying 6, 7 and playing Fortnite. She identifies with this, dude. I cannot understand. I can't.
Wisconsin State Prison System for 6 years. And that she served 6 years on extended.
Dude, 6 years. That's a lot less than what you could have had, dude.
Supervision thereafter. That's on count 3. With regard to counts 6 and 8, I'm going to order 1.5 years of incarceration on each. That's the maximum sentence. And 2 years of extended supervision on each.
Do they stack?
And
okay.
I am going to run all of this concurrently. I think essentially the outcome here is 6 years in the state prison, 6 years of extended supervision is an appropriate sentence given everything I've heard here today and everything I've discussed with you. Now, Ms. Bergman, you're going to have to calm down for a minute because I have to give you some warning. Right?
So according to the plea deal, Bergman will spend 6 years in prison, followed by another 6 years of what's called...
Right, exactly. Concurrent sentences are served simultaneously. Exactly. So it is just 6? Yeah. That makes sense.
Extended supervision. And there are lots of rules that Bergman has to follow when she's out. For example, she's not allowed to have any contact with the victim or any of his family members. In fact, she can't have contact with anyone under the age of 18 without prior approval from her case officer.
Right.
The conditions also state that Bergman won't be allowed to use the internet or any kind of social media without permission. She also has to register as a sex offender. And she owes more than $1,000 in court costs. And in a bizarre twist, Bergman isn't the only...
Yeah, we're going to talk about that as well. but not here. So we have this video. So I think the other one is also pretty crazy.
At a Wisconsin elementary school. Now, we've told you before about Madison Bergman, a 5th grade teacher who resigned after shocking allegations came to light about her behavior with an 11-year-old boy. At the time, we knew a fellow teacher was accused of knowing about the so-called relationship and not.
So apparently, for those who just got here, right? The same school, in the same school, there was another woman that was also engaging in inappropriate behaviors with students. And this had a tie with another case of her. Before she was a teacher, she was apparently a nanny or whatever. And she also had abused a kid while she was doing that. So there's like this other woman at the school that has like a history of abusing kids. So that's who we're going to be talking about next.
Reporting it, but now, as we learn more about her.
Yeah, so the thing is, this other lady knew what this previous lady was doing, and she did not alert anybody to this happening, obviously because she was doing the same.
This case has gotten worse. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. There are shocking new details that have come to light about a major scandal at an elementary school in St. Croix County, Wisconsin. You may remember this woman, Madison Bergman, right? She faces nearly a dozen charges related to sexual contact with a child under the age of 30 last year, oversaw a class of 5th graders at Rivercrest Elementary School. Now, we're going to talk more about her in just a moment, okay? But when all the details about Bergman started coming out, there was another 5th grade teacher, Abigail Faust, who resigned. Bergman's alleged victim told police that Faust knew about what Bergman was doing and didn't try to stop it. That alleged victim also revealed that Faust also had inappropriate contact with a student. And according to the New York Post, text messages between Bergman and the boy, of which there are tens of thousands, talk about alleged contact between Faust and another boy when she allegedly pushed him against a wall and kissed on the cheek. Faust was charged in St. Croix County with failure to protect a child, causing mental harm to a child, child enticement, and sexual misconduct by school staff or a volunteer. As news of those charges
She
spread,
does look like a kid.
family in nearby Washington County, Minnesota, just across the border, they realized that was their nanny. That's right. This family had hired Faust back in 2021 to help watch their children, reportedly a baby who was a few months old, a girl who was around 9, and a boy who was 15 when he claims Faust started sexually abusing him. And if that allegation just wasn't heinous enough, the teen claims that Faust also started sleeping with his friend because some of the alleged contact between the teens and Faust happened in Wisconsin. Faust now faces 13
What's in the water in Wisconsin? Dude!
charges. So 2 counts of use of a computer to facilitate a child sex crime, 5 counts of second-degree sexual assault of a child under 16 years of age, 3 counts of child enticement, 2 counts of exposing a child to harmful material, and 1 count of causing a child under 13 to view or listen to sexual activity. Now, we got our hands on the newest criminal complaint that was filed against her, and honestly, strap in because the details are very, very disturbing. So we want to get into this, and to dig into the evidence that the police have compiled so far, I want to bring on back here onto the show former criminal prosecutor Dan Shore. And for anybody who doesn't know, Dan is also leading a sexual misconduct investigation firm that works with schools and educational institutions. And he is also an author who has, right, Dan?
Yes, this is a wide-ranging issue in the news, so it's always important to talk about these issues, and I'm glad you're covering them.
So Dan, before we even get into the specifics of this criminal complaint, does it surprise you, does it shock you that we were talking about two alleged predators at one school? Oh, and then it's what, an elementary school?
Yeah.
Right. There's a lot of shocking details here. And unfortunately, we've seen a lot of cases that when someone does offend, does sexually abuse someone who is a minor, when they're a teacher, there's a lot of cases where it's not an isolated situation. If someone feels emboldened to engage in that kind of conduct, I've seen in my investigations, both as a prosecutor and as an investigator for college and universities, that often there's a history of misconduct. And that's why when there is one allegation, it's really important for schools to look into and for law enforcement to look into what else has been happening in this person's career. And you also have that separate allegation that this teacher at another school had known about another inappropriate relationship with that someone else was engaged with and hadn't properly disclosed that. So there's so much to unpack here. Unfortunately, a lot of disturbing details.
You know, as we're talking about this, I have to tell you, I cover crazy stories all day, and I'm not going to lie to you. It really makes me stop and think about myself, my loved ones, family. If something should happen, would my family still be able to cover the big expenses, right? We're talking mortgage, utilities, day-to-day bills. Look, I know life insurance is definitely not something that happens. The problem is a platform that helps you some policy to protect your family. Sidebar. So according to this criminal complaint against Faust, and that's what we're going to talk about, you had a St. Croix, Wisconsin detective who met with the parents of a boy referred to as Victim 1. And they disclosed that Abigail Faust had been their nanny a few days a week since 2021, and that their son claimed when he was 15 and she was 24, their relationship took a sexual turn. Victim 1 sat down with the detective for a forensic interview and divulged absolutely sickening details. The criminal complaint reads, I asked Victim 1 how he was generally feeling since the initial report of his sexual abuse was made. He stated, kind of gross, that he felt manipulated, and that he felt kind of used. Victim 1 became emotional, and I could see tears well up in his eyes. He recounted how Abigail, over time, became almost a member of the family. Victim 1 described how she would join the family when they went to their cabin, and more recently joined them on a vacation to the Bahamas.
Well, okay, that's not so strange because she was the nanny, right? So if the family's going on vacation and they need someone to take care of the kids, I guess it could be normal to take her with them.
Before the sexual abuse began, he described his relationship with Abigail as normal. She would often sit with him while he played video games and helped him organize his manga collection. Victim 1 stated that the relationship changed in December of 2024. Now, Dan, this is interesting, right? So you're seeing, based on this account, Faust is seeing this teen a few times a week, right? You could say that maybe becoming more comfortable around her, but the onus is on her to keep this relationship professional. He's a child. Would you consider what we've heard so far normal activities? Is the allegation that this would look like grooming? And how do you differentiate between that and just doing her job as a nanny? I mean, that's the line there.
Right, and you flag a lot of important issues there because, first of all, most sex abuse, not all, but most sex abuse that I've investigated involves someone who is in a trusted position. And it could be a trusted person who's a teacher or a coach or a relative or someone's in some kind of relationship with who then abuses the privacy of that relationship and takes sexual advantage of another person. So unfortunately, it's not unusual to see a sex abuse case where someone is trusted by a family, put in a position of trust and abuses that trust. I think what makes it more unusual here is you have a 24-year-old woman who is a nanny taking care of a family and, according to the allegations, then starts a sexual relationship with a 15-year-old. The part where, in hindsight, we could look back at it as grooming, sitting with him, looking through different details of his life, talking about it. That's something that I think as a family hiring a nanny that you welcome, right? You want the nanny to be part of your family, interact with your family, be supportive of your family. And unfortunately, if these allegations are true, that access to the family led to taking advantage of this 15-year-old boy. And I think it's really important that now as a society, we've reached a point where we do take cases like this seriously. When I started my career as a sex crimes prosecutor 25 years ago, I think a lot of people did not take it seriously when cases like this involved an underage boy and a defendant who's a woman. It was often seen as this wink, wink. Oh, I'm sure
now you know why I yell at this kid.
he wanted it because he's a teenage boy. And I think now we've recognized as a society that this is serious sex abuse, that it can traumatize a young boy just like it can traumatize a young girl, and needs to be taken seriously. And that's different than it was a few years ago.
So let me go through this a little bit more. So according to Victim 1, he and Faust were going through each other's memories on the Snapchat app. And this is when Victim 1 came across a photo of Faust holding her breasts in a provocative way.
Okay.
She was clothed in the photo, according to the complaint, but it led to further sexually charged conversations between the two. That's the allegation. And that also allegedly led to more inappropriate messages and photos from Faust where she was wearing lingerie. This is according to the teen. And the victim says that Faust mentioned multiple times that she knew this behavior was wrong. Quoting from the criminal complaint, later, as her sexual abuse of victim 1 escalated, victim 1 recalled Abigail framing it as, "You know this is bad, I know this is bad, and we'll both get into trouble if you tell anyone." So when the two allegedly exchanged nude photos on this Snapchat app, he recalled her messaging him, "I can't believe I'm looking at a picture of a 15-year-old's genitals." He remembered her also saying through Snapchat, "I'm feeling grossed out at myself." Victim 1 recalled many instances where Abigail would, in summary, voice to him her realization that she was doing something improper.
This is
Now,
so
Dan,
disgusting.
knowledge is important in these cases, right? Compulsion, I don't know what it is. If you know it's wrong, why are you doing it? But awareness, that becomes critical for prosecutors.
It certainly is important to show consciousness of guilt, to show awareness, but it's also important to know that these crimes are statutory crimes. Statutory rape is a generic term for when there's an underage person and someone who's over the age of consent and there's a sexual relationship that is illegal. And in those kinds of cases, it's not a defense generally in the law that the person wasn't aware the person was younger, although in this case, of course, she was aware. It's really a case.
That's the thing here, too. What Pete is saying is very important to remember. They are very aware of the fact that they are in a position of educating these kids. They know exactly the age of the kids that they're dealing with. They know exactly the responsibility that they have. And I mean, same goes when you're a nanny. The whole thing about the nanny is that you're not required to have any sort of education or preparation for that, to be in that role, right? It's more dependent on common sense when it comes to the nanny situation, compared to the teacher situation. You went through actual education yourself to be in a position where you're a teacher, and you should absolutely be ready to deal with situations like that, psychologically and knowledge-wise. So
Case of just was there sexual contact between these individuals? Was one person underage? And that's enough to make it a conviction. But certainly all the awareness, I think that would go maybe not towards the conviction, because a conviction is based on the sexual activity and the ages, but sentencing, that someone was aware that it was wrong, that they were doing it further. I also want to add, I have a lot of investigations with Snapchat, and it's really tough as an investigator to deal with these cases with Snapchat because the messages disappear. It's hard to
that's why they go to Snapchat. The messages disappear.
Get them, and a lot of people in these relationships use Snapchat to cover up their communications.
Aren't they on the server though? Like, don't they never really disappear?
Well, Snapchat has different responses to different people. Certainly law enforcement can try to get them. Sometimes they do get them, but certainly for someone making a case to law enforcement where they don't have those records, it's a lot harder. I know as an investigator, when I work with schools and they don't have subpoena power, we don't have access to the Snapchat records. So law enforcement can do a lot here, and they're doing it here, but it's very dangerous the way people are communicating so much over Snapchat in these sexual relationships involving sexual abuse, because then you don't have a record where you could show a friend, show a family member, show a teacher and say, look, here's what's happening, because those messages are gone.
Real quick, more psychological than anything, if somebody knows this is wrong, why do they keep doing it?
That's a great question. I think that criminologists are always trying to figure that out. Sometimes it can be the temptation of...
They confide in us because they feel safe, but you're a professional. Where I am, you're required to... A master's degree, after a couple of years, you've invested money to do this. Yeah, 100%. There is such a big responsibility put on teachers. It is disgusting to see that being used in this way.
Of being in the relationship with somebody else. And
there's a whole system, a whole society depending on you to prepare our future generations, right? There's the parents trusting you for this. There's the school trusting you for this. There's like so much trust put in to these teachers and their responsibility to their kid, to all these kids.
And also people commit sex abuse for various reasons.
You are a social worker and a teacher at the same time, 100%.
Sometimes it's because they were victims of sex abuse when they were younger. Sometimes it's other mental health issues, that they feel lonely in their lives, that they're reaching out to somebody. And sometimes it's about power and control. That's a big motivator in sex abuse cases I've seen, where someone likes the position of being in power and control over someone who is a subordinate, or someone who's younger, or someone who's a student versus a teacher. And that's unfortunately a motivator for a lot of people that are committing sex abuse.
Let's continue on. So earlier this year, this is when things escalated immensely. And this is when Faust started spending the night at victim one's home. Okay, this is the new allegation. Quote, on approximately January 17th, 2025, victim one recalled Abigail staying over at his house for the first time. I asked him how that came about. He indicated that Abigail would ask him and his sister to encourage their parents on Abigail's behalf. He described Abigail staying over several more times for the next few months. Now, when Faust would sleep over, victim one alleges that they eventually started having sex.
Why is this teacher 15? What do you mean? She might look 15, but she's 24 at the time of these allegations.
He says on one occasion the condom that he was wearing broke, and the two worried about whether Faust might get pregnant and what they would do if she did. But Faust also allegedly made comments about wanting to be in a committed relationship with him and eventually have children with him. Now, the detective wrote in the criminal complaint, I asked victim one how he felt.
The situation that is being described to us right now, though, is when she was a nanny to this victim.
Felt about his relationship with Abigail at that time. He said that he felt, in summary, that they were both in an exclusive and loving relationship. They shared pet names like Honey, Baby, Babe, and Sweetheart. Victim one said that there were occasions when he was holding his younger brother where Abigail would remark that someday he would be taking care of their own child in the same manner. In April of this year, victim one and his family, they went on a trip to Florida, apparently.
Yeah, the same thing applies. It's just different in terms of preparation, right? Because anyone can be a nanny since, yeah, you don't need the education or anything. You get put in that role, yeah, based on trust alone, right? There's no education preparing you for that position, no psychological evaluation, no nothing, no guidance in any way to be put in that role.
Well, Faust had been hired to pet
the parents basically just put a lot of blind trust into someone when you put them in that position.
But she was allegedly using the family's home for more than just hookups with victim one. She brought one of his friends there too, according to prosecutors. Victim one told investigators that he was worried that Faust might be, quote, cheating on him with another teen based on Snapchat photos that he'd seen of a boy, identified only as victim two, and a woman believed to be Faust. Now, victim two would later tell detectives that while victim one was out of town, he ended up stranded and needed a ride, so he called Faust, and she gave him a ride to his home. And nothing happened then, but the two started meeting up and spending more and more time together before eventually engaging in sexual intercourse. And victim two told police that he spent the night with Faust at both her home and victim one's home while the family...
Dude! She started a sexual relationship with a friend of the first kid and used his house.
You smell.
Wood chipper would, yes, wood chipper would be the way to go. Jesus Christ, dude, what are you doing?
Was away. The criminal complaint even alleges that when Faust found out that victim one had started seeing a girl his own age, she tried to pit the boys against each other, taunting victim one with details about her exploits with his friend. I wish I was making this up, but this is what we're reading. And despite this, victim one claims that their sexual relationship resumed over this past summer when Faust was still nannying for his family. And in July, the two were nearly caught having sex during a family trip to their cabin. And victim one told detectives he believes his parents were starting to get suspicions about his relationship with Faust. In August, his mother told him that he had to stop hanging out with Faust. He should cut all contact. Victim one says that Faust came to his job, gave him a t-shirt, something that he took as a parting gift. They kissed for the last time. And later that day, Faust texted him that she had a warrant out for her arrest. That was the warrant for her conduct at Rivercrest Elementary. Now, despite that, the two still continued to send messages back and forth. But when his parents found out about those Wisconsin charges on the news, they fired Faust. First, let's stop there. Dan, where do you want to begin? I mean, my gosh, that is next level.
You know, on the one hand, it's so shocking to hear all those details, the way you lay them out. But also, this is, if you look at it in a more general way, this is typical grooming behavior where someone ingratiates themselves with a family, becomes trusted by this person, then abuses that trust, begins a sexual relationship. What we generally don't see is the additional victim who's also a friend of the first boy and then engaging in sexual relations with that person at the family's home. Then you have the other issue at the school. So what you see here, you raised the issue before about why do people do things when they know it's wrong. Well, here, if the allegations are true, it's not just about being tempted by one person. It's about
She had a PhD in grooming instead of teaching. Yeah, I from what I understand, she did have the education as a teacher because she was teaching in that same school as the other lady.
Pattern of misconduct with more than one person, and it shows that there's not only an awareness of this but an interest in continuing these types of relationships with more than just this one boy at this family. So that is even more concerning. That's going to lead to, you know, she's
Oh no, definitely women also do really crazy things like this
facing criminal charges in more than one state
for different reasons and in different ways, but yeah.
and you could definitely see consecutive time potentially if there's a conviction here.
And potential witnesses that would testify against her, right? Because victim one had apparently confided also in a friend about what had been going on with Faust, and that friend eventually told their parents, who apparently told the alleged victim's parents too, who came to him about it. So you have multiple people who can corroborate, essentially, right, what victim one has been saying.
Not only that, but you also, whenever you have more than one victim who is willing to give an account, that's really hard for a defense to attack, because you could always attack one person as, oh, they're not credible, they have a motive to lie. But when two different people have similar claims, and it's hard to believe that two separate people would come together to fabricate something. And also when they talk about the same pattern of behavior, and then there's also the other corroboration you mentioned, that's really challenging for a defense to try to stop from, you know, the prosecution getting a conviction.
And victim one's mother also approached Faust herself. Yeah, so according to the criminal complaint, the detective said, I briefly conversed with victim one's mother. She told me that she had called Abigail on August 22nd, 2025 to confront her. She asked Abigail if she had sex with victim one. Victim one's mother said that Abigail would not answer the question and instead stated that it was not a conversation meant to be had over the phone. It's pretty telling, right?
Wait, but she still worked as a nanny after that conversation? Because if there was a call, wait, no, that's 2025. No, I think this was after. Okay.
Had stated that it was not a conversation meant to be had over the phone.
In August.
Pretty telling, right?
Yeah, I mean, usually if you're going to ask someone if they're...
No, sorry, I confused it. I thought that she was still working as a nanny after this this conversation, but I don't think that's the case.
Having sex with your underage son, you would expect the answer to be no. So anything that's wavering from that is not an explicit no, would imply, you would think that something is going on, right? Otherwise, you would just say that. So if it's not a discussion to have over the phone, that's pretty telling. So
Yeah.
and that's important evidence that this mother can testify that this is, although it's not an explicit admission, it's tantamount to an explicit admission.
And yes, it's an allegation, but my gosh, it's just, it's next level. Now, according to Wisconsin's court records, Faust's preliminary hearing is scheduled for October 15th. She was given a $200,000 cash bond. It's not clear if she's been able to post it. Do you surprised that they put up a bond? And what about in that amount?
I'm not surprised, even though this is really disturbing behavior. There's, we don't know of a criminal record this defendant has. A lot of times the amount is based on whether someone's a flight risk or not, whether they're a danger to hurt somebody else. It's in the news now a lot, so I think the community will be aware of what she's alleged to have done. So
The thing is, if this happened in October, I'm not seeing enough stuff from after that where we can actually follow her sentencing.
seems like a reasonable amount. And this is the part where they'll probably get into serious plea negotiations between the prosecution and the defense, because there's a lot of evidence here, and most of these cases get resolved through a plea agreement.
And enough to go through a preliminary hearing, right, to establish that there's probable cause to move forward with the case. I mean, I think we've laid out a lot of allegations at this point, and there seems to be enough to even move through that stage, right?
Yeah, probable cause is a very low standard, and just having one victim allege that there was sex with someone who was over the age of consent while they were under the age of consent, that's enough to establish probable cause in any form.
Okay, so I want to circle back to that original teacher, right, whose allegations.
Nope, we ain't doing that. All right, there's one from 3 months ago. Let's see if it has any extra information.
She was found face down in the school parking lot. Her hands still had chalk dust on them. Her shoes gone. That was Abigail Faust. Teacher.
Wait. It sounds like AI. Did she die? There's no way. Stop. Shut up.
It's a surprising twist today in a Hudson courtroom. The second former Hudson teacher charged with sexual assault of a teen she nannied and his friend unexpectedly waived her preliminary hearing.
Lou Raguse was in the courtroom when it happened, and he joins us now with an update on the case and where they go from here. Lou?
Abigail Faust has multiple ongoing cases. This one came to light after she was charged with sexual misconduct involving a 5th grade student. A Minnesota family for whom she was a nanny saw those news reports and were suspicious of her relationship with their teenage son. She's charged in Minnesota with criminal sexual conduct for allegedly having sex with the 15-year-old at the family's home. She's also facing a long list of charges in Wisconsin for allegedly having sex with him at her house, plus sending nude photos and soliciting photos from him. In addition, she's accused of having sex with a second teen, the boy's friend. In Wisconsin, there's usually a preliminary hearing where an officer testifies about the allegations so the judge ensures there's enough evidence for the case to move forward to a trial. But today, Faust decided to waive that hearing, so she will be arraigned and trial dates will be set.
Do you understand that by waiving your right to a preliminary hearing, you're absolutely not waiving any of your other rights? Attorney Nelson's going to hold the state to its burden of proof, and he'll do that well. But if I accept your waiver, he's going to be given that opportunity, and essentially the case will move forward. So you understand that?
Yes.
Now, Faust is scheduled to be back in court in Hudson on October 30th. Her friend and fellow former teacher Madison Bergman pleaded guilty 2 weeks ago for sexual misconduct with a 5th grader, and she will be sentenced on December 19th.
So that's obviously a separate
There doesn't seem to be a lot. I can't find anything.
For this woman as well, with a 5th grader. Does that one, I know in the case of Ms. Bergman, there were 35,000 texts, things were escalating. Any idea what's happening in that case with this particular?
There are some similar allegations. The main thing that's alleged is that she did kiss a 5th grade boy, and it's a different victim than the one in the Madison Bergman case. And that case is completely
Sentencing
separate.
might not have. Yeah, that might be the case. It's just weird that there's nothing.
This one.
If supposedly it happened in October, it's weird that we don't have any information until now. But I guess it just works like that, right? If the sentencing doesn't happen, then there's just no new news about it.
There could be separate trials, and then ultimately, if she's found guilty, separate punishments for those 2 cases. And then the third one is over in Minnesota, involving the similar allegations with the same alleged teenage victim.
And the parents saw the news article on the 5th grader and said, something might not be right here. Do you know how much evidence might be in this case?
Yeah, they had gotten suspicious of her relationship with them. She had spent nights at their house to take care of their young child, and she'd even gone on vacations with them, including to the Bahamas. And so they were growing a little suspicious about how close the teenage boy and Abigail Faust were becoming. And then after the other allegations came out, then they looked
3 cases against her that might be waiting for others to be handled to sentence at once. Okay.
into it further.
Oh, wow. All right. Thank you, Lou.
All right. So we don't know any more about Abigail Faust. So let's see. This one I thought was interesting. We actually get to see some questions to the kids in the school.
And then when I came back from lunch, there was like a student like not sitting on her lap, but his face was like on her lap. And then
this case begins with something that looked so ordinary that most people would have ignored it. A tired 14-year-old boy resting his head on his substitute teacher's lap during class. It lasted only a few seconds, barely long enough for anyone to register what they were seeing. Nothing violent, nothing loud, nothing dramatic. But what this case eventually spiraled into is beyond imagination.
Apparently she's getting told that somebody sat in her lap or something.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Was that you?
No.
Or
I didn't sit in her lap.
I wasn't saying sitting, but your head was there.
Dude, Fat Cat Tuxedo, you did not just say that. You did not just say you can fix her. Dude!
Oh, yeah, I was laying down, but nothing weird's going on there.
On February 20th, 2025, Horizon Academy administrators contacted the sheriff's office after a student reported something that just didn't feel right. Substitute teacher Diane Lee Torres, age 24, sitting calmly as a 14-year-old student laid his head in her lap, with her hand slowly moving across his head. Detectives arrived, and along with the principal and the assistant, began with the simplest step: talk to the kids who were there.
Sam, whatever we talk about in here stays in here. No one knows that you're having a conversation with us. But can you tell me about yesterday?
And
Yesterday, as in Miss, do you have Miss Torres' class?
Yeah. Did you see anything weird in there?
No, it was just a normal class day.
Oh.
It was just me on the computer. I didn't see anything wrong.
Okay. Were all of you guys sitting at your table?
So this kid is I'm not sure how involved this kid is, but this one specifically goes above and beyond to say that he didn't see anything and that nothing happened. And at some point, because these two ladies cannot get anything out of him, the person where you see the camera from, I think it's a police agent, he starts asking questions as well.
Let me say this.
I'm gonna be really honest, our 7th period is kind of chaotic because I came there to do rituals.
Huh?
He said our 7th period is really chaotic because he came in there before to do some money.
Yeah, there's bad students in there.
Okay. So.
Were you in there during 7th period yesterday?
Yeah, I came to do some work, yeah.
You came to do some work during 7th period?
Yes, she assigns projects on Scratch, if you know what Scratch is.
So describe what the class looked like yesterday during 7th period.
Okay, I'm just gonna imagine a room, right?
Okay, so this is Miss Torres' desk. Miss Torres is at the desk.
First is right here.
Mm-hmm.
There's a table of kids right here.
Mm-hmm.
Here's where the computers are.
Mm-hmm.
Kids on the computers. People throwing them off paper walls here.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to get them to
Be right
stop
back,
it.
gonna get another drink.
And then there is her writing prose, if you know.
Okay, so who was sitting next to Miss Torres?
Who's sitting next to Miss
Mhm.
Torres? I don't know.
Describe him.
Oh, that's right. He has fluffy hair.
Mm-hmm.
He was wearing jeans
Mm-hmm.
that day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what color top did he have on?
What color what?
Top, shirt, jacket.
Shirt. Black.
Was it just black?
I think it was just black.
Okay, so, and so he was sitting next to her?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so was anything unusual?
No, they were just chatting.
Okay. Anything else? And again, so I'm gonna reiterate, you're not in trouble.
Yeah, I know.
But I am gonna tell you that if I'm asking these.
She keeps saying like we have the information, you can tell us, you know? But he's just not coming out with anything else. But they're really pushing him like he's supposed to have some information that he's not sharing.
I'm asking these questions because we already have information.
Yeah, this isn't about you.
It's not about you.
It's not about me, but I'm trying to remember what happened.
So nothing super weird happened?
Nothing super weird. Nothing super weird ever happens.
Nothing super weird ever happens.
Can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
So, several people have told us that they saw somebody sitting on Miss Torres' lap. You never saw any of that?
I did not see anyone sitting on Miss Torres' lap.
Okay. But were you in there 7th period?
Yes, I'm being serious.
In both periods you were in, you didn't see anybody sitting on Miss Torres' lap?
No.
Was anyone in her lap at all?
Like laying their head in her lap?
No.
Okay, talk to me about Discord.
The what?
Discord.
Oh, that's a chatting group, yeah.
Okay, and what about it?
Oh, we just talk to our friends, that's it. What are you trying to ask me about?
Have you ever talked to a teacher on it?
No.
Okay.
I only talk to my friends on there.
Was there ever a conversation? So
I feel like we should move on to the next one.
Okay.
Hey,
Do you want anything else from him? Okay.
Okay.
Because I feel like we're not.
All right. What you need? The right one.
The first student says he didn't see anything, claims he has no idea what happened. Will there be any luck with the second?
Oh, okay.
How are you? Good. You know you're not in trouble, right? Yeah. I'm good. So, we hear that something happened in Miss Torres' class yesterday and that maybe you saw it. Were you in there yesterday?
What period? We never for 2 periods.
5th and 7th period. Okay, so you weren't in there yesterday? So did you see anything weird in there yesterday?
No.
No? Like,
Nothing weird.
did you see kids like sitting behind her
Just normal things, normal kid things, normal class things.
Who's this?
Miss Torres's.
No.
Okay. All right. We good?
What were you wearing yesterday?
I don't know, like a white Duncan, New York, like a white long sleeve with like bluish pants, blackish.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
All right, you're good then. Thank you. Where are you going? What class are you in?
No luck as well. Eventually, a third student was called inside, but it wasn't the same story this time.
So,
Okay.
Some other kids have come to us and told us that they saw some things that were like a little odd for the classroom. Can you share what you saw happening in the classroom yesterday?
So I went in there, everything was normal, and I went to lunch, came back, and then when I came back from lunch, there was like a student like not sitting on her lap, but his face was like on her lap, and then I didn't like mind it, like cause I wanted to do my work, and I'm like that she could deal with that, and then when I left, and then when I came back for all my work on it, so I went to her. I was in there with another person, and I saw the same thing again, but I didn't think about it. Mention it to me.
Like that's weird.
Yeah, and I'm like, you're right. It is weird because first of all, she's like a teacher, which and it's a student, so it's like not
normal thing you
Yeah.
would see. Do you know what that kid's name is?
No man.
You ever seen him before?
I've seen him at lunch.
He didn't mind it.
He has sat in front of me a few times.
Do you know any classes that is he her kid? Do you know?
No, ma'am. I don't know any of that.
Okay.
Is he in either of the classes that you had with her?
No, sir.
Okay, so he didn't. You'd never seen him in those classes with you before?
No, sir.
Okay. Do you know anybody who maybe would know his name that was in there yesterday?
No.
You don't think so?
No, like none of the students. Because in one more period, I think I can't remember correctly, but none of the students I talked with like specifically kids. So
Spanish kid?
White kid.
White kid.
I need you to write down what you just told me. Okay. You're allowed to use names. You're allowed to put like any details. There's no rules, okay? You can sit over there and you can pull it out for me, okay? And then whatever you say here, we obviously won't share with anybody, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
Admits that yes, he did see it. The teacher had the boy's head in her lap. It didn't look normal. 3 students, 2 denials, 1 confirmation. and that was enough to move the investigation forward. When deputies interviewed the victim, he did confess to the act. But even though he admitted to what had happened, where the real problem lies is his actions and reactions towards the whole thing.
So I just want to say that when I walked into the clinic,
So this one was the victim, okay?
he was in there with another student that, of course, I know that he knows that we talked to. And, okay. Thank you. And talking about the situation.
With
Yep.
Okay. So, what's your name? Deputy Rafferty. I don't know if you've seen me around. I'm sure you have. So, tell me what's going on.
You want me to be honest?
Yeah.
Low key, I think all of her 7th period just hates her.
All of her 7th period hates her?
Yeah, I don't know why, but this is like apparently the 2nd time this has happened or something.
Okay. What makes you think that?
Low key, because they always be cursing at her and they don't stop and they be throwing stuff in her.
Oh, is he trying to defend her? Is he like trying to say that these allegations are like because people hate her? Oh.
Room, and she be telling them to stop and they just don't.
Okay. So, I guess my question is why do you think that you're in here talking to us right now? Because you're not in any trouble. I want you to know that you're not in trouble. We're just trying to make sure.
I'm already filled in on a situation. You don't gotta.
Okay. What's the situation?
What's it? My other friend told me that apparently she's getting like told that somebody sat on her lap or something.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Was that you?
No.
Or okay, so because somebody showed us, a video, and it kind of looks like you. So what is going on?
I didn't sit in her lap.
I wasn't saying sitting, but your head was there.
I was laying down, but like
Okay.
nothing weird's going on, man. Like
Okay.
I'm just gonna be completely honest. Nothing
Yeah.
weird's going on.
And that's you. That's her you're talking to, on a text
You can
or
go through the
Discord.
Messages. Nothing's.
Is that on Discord or?
Yeah,
Okay. Any text messages with her or just on Discord?
just on Discord.
Okay. So you were in that class most of the day yesterday? Okay. There was a lot of people in there that weren't supposed to be in there, but how often do you have her class?
Like one period.
Okay.
It's my fault though. I made a fake pass and went in there. So.
Gotcha. How old are you? How often do you? Are you in a private server with her on Discord, or are you in a group server?
DMs and other stuff, but like nothing weird. You know?
Yeah. He keeps saying nothing weird. I don't know. I'm kind of feeling like it might be weird. Just the fact that you're talking to her. He's so nervous, dude.
Have you ever talked to her outside of school?
No.
Well, on Discord, obviously, but
Yeah, but not like that.
you've never met her outside of school.
No.
Okay. You ever been to her house?
No. Man, you're trying to make her seem like a pedo.
Oh, no, I'm not. No.
She's really not.
There are questions
She's
I
got,
have to ask.
She's got like a girlfriend and all.
Okay.
Like, if you want me to be serious,
Yeah.
she's not doing anything weird.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah. Okay. So yesterday was just you laying your head in her lap.
Yeah.
What were you guys talking about?
like nothing basically.
Okay. And that was okay. So I forgot what I was gonna say. I'm sorry. Have you ever?
Can I have my phone back here?
So what do you guys talk about on Discord?
We literally just play games. That's it.
Okay.
They play
Can you
games?
talk- Is it like an everyday thing, or how often? How often would you say?
Like, I don't know, like every 2 days or something.
Okay.
But like, it's, you know, we like just play games.
What games are you playing?
Do you have any questions that you want?
Golf with friends? Roblox? Like, what games are you
I
playing?
don't care.
You don't think she would care?
No. I mean, like, nowadays, it's not really weird, because if it was someone else online, you know, and I didn't know them IRL, y'all wouldn't care, of course, so. it's like, all I'm trying to say is it's not that weird nowadays, you know?
But you know that she wasn't supposed to talk to you on Discord, right?
Okay.
But I'm asking, did you know that? Okay. Alright, so she doesn't touch you in a way that you think is inappropriate?
No.
Okay. So you just have like what you perceive to be an innocent relationship?
No, I know you're trying to make it seem like...
No, I'm not.
I'm being serious. You are. You're over here like, oh, she's doing all this. She's really not. Like, I'm the one who asked for her Discord. Like, that's all me. She, you know, she just being nice. It's whatever. It's whatever. She does not like kids or anything like that. I can, like, affirm to you. It's not that weird. Like, there's other teachers here who who do all the same stuff and don't get in trouble. You know? Like, she got in trouble for cursing or something the other day. That's crazy to me because she's new, I know, but that's a normal thing. Like, y'all probably curse too, don't you?
Yo,
and there's other teachers here who be
he's
cursing at me and other
hardcore
kids,
defending her.
If y'all want to fire her for that and other stuff, y'all gotta fire them too.
You have to know that other teachers were cursing at you, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But like, they just be hating on her. They wanna snitch that she's cursing or whatever. It's a curse word. It's not that deep.
I hadn't heard she was cursing, just so you know.
Okay, that's whatever. But it's not that deep. Literally, like half the teachers out of school, unless they're over like 60, they're gonna be cursing.
Dude, he's a smart kid though, I can tell.
And there's other teachers who do the exact same stuff. Maybe not the head in the lap thing. That's my bad. I was hella tired. You know. But like, I'm being so serious. She did nothing weird.
Okay. Well, if you want to sleep.
Did you were going home sick? You okay?
No, I don't feel good like at all.
Okay, what's wrong?
Just a lot of stuff. I feel like I'm gonna throw up, but
Okay.
it's fine.
All right. Well then, have you already called mom? Is she coming to get you, or what's going on?
Yeah.
Okay. Just give me a few minutes, and I don't know if you want to.
Yeah, he is, Pete. He literally is. He's like so nervous and sick, probably because he doesn't want her to get fired. Like, he's feeling her future in his hands right now.
Appropriate happened, but it was the way he defended her that set off
Yeah,
alarms.
exactly.
The protectiveness, the emotion, the immediate desire to cover for her. It didn't match the simple story being told.
Yeah.
The detectives would soon learn why. He wasn't lying to them. He was protecting someone he believed he loved.
Exactly,
While officers
yeah.
were still coordinating with administration. They called the boy's mother in to inform her about the report. But before they could finish the call, she walked into the front office, almost as if she already knew exactly where to be and when.
Hey, are you on the phone?
Yeah, Aiden already told me what's going on.
Okay. So
Should I stay for my fiance to check him out, or no, that's not going to be allowed today?
I really need to talk to.
I'm legally not really supposed to be regarding anything.
Right.
My
What do you mean?
Are you allowed to talk to him? I think he's on. Okay.
I tried calling.
Okay, he was talking to me. That's what happened, and I was calling my dad about his electronics.
But yes, we will, after we talk to them, I will give him to your fiance.
Okay.
I just was trying to get her, and we couldn't.
She's at work. She's a server at my aunt's restaurant, and they're busy from 11 to like 2, 3 o'clock.
Wait, I'm confused.
Coming out, and they actually want to talk to you, so I'm going to put you on the phone with them. And somebody from the school, and they need to talk to somebody. Talk to me. Here you go. If you need to bring this up.
Sir, do you mind if I call you on my work phone?
No, sir. You have Hey, hi.
What's that?
You know my door. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll call you right back. Is just to verify that I have the right number. It's the 6. All right. I'm gonna go into the conference room where it's quiet, and then we'll let you know what's going on. Okay.
Thank you so much.
The mother explained she didn't actually have full custody.
Yeah.
It belonged to the boy's grandfather. Deputies immediately contacted the grandfather.
Yo, that just means there's so much going on in this kid's life, dude. Oh my god.
And explained the situation.
His life is probably all messed up.
but it's in my. That's the one I called.
Yeah,
from the
Pete
bottom.
knows how this works. It's like he's on the inside of it or something, you know?
Hey, this is Deputy Rafferty. Okay, let me get into the conference room here so it's quieter. Okay, yeah. So you are.
I have custody.
Perfect.
And boy, am I going to have fun with him when I get him home today. We're going to go through his computer. And what should I do with his computer? Should I delete stuff if I find her on it, or should I keep it?
What? No.
So the first thing I was gonna add, so how much of what you know is going on? Like,
all I know is what my daughter just told me is that a teacher is playing games with him, and you guys think that she was trying to groom him or some crap like that.
right.
That's all
So
I just heard from my daughter. That's exactly what I know about what's going on.
So I'll give you the basic rundown of what we have. So several students reported that they walked into a classroom and they saw him with his head laying in the lap of a 25-year-old substitute teacher, and she was massaging his head. He was in that classroom all day. He never changed class periods, and he doesn't even have that class period. He was called in there specifically, or went there specifically for her. He's been messaging her on an app called Discord that we know of for quite some time.
Off the phone?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm writing it up. He didn't make any disclosure of anything to me, but it just the way he was defending her. And I've been doing this for 12 years. It's suspicious. Just
Discord's
the
evil,
fact
guys.
that
Don't
he's
use that
defending
app. I'm
her,
kidding.
saying that she's not a pedophile.
You can.
You know, it's not like that.
Well,
it says sexual relationship to me, and which he'd be the victim of. I'm not saying he's in trouble or anything like that.
This is not even like him.
Right. Yeah.
He even play with an adult online. He knows better.
Right.
'Cause I'm like a computer geek, and I want to go through his computer like a freaking maniac.
Right. So that brings
what
me.
I'm trying to say is, if I find stuff on there with this woman on it, should I keep it?
Well, that brings me to the next point. So I just talked to. I'm obviously writing up a case, and it's going to be forwarded to our sex crimes division. And the detective told me to ask you if you guys are willing for us to collect his phone, and do a consent to search form where they will open the Discord and see what they can find.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, take his phone.
Yes.
Come here and take his computer.
Okay.
Take his phone now, though.
His freaking computer, and I'm about ready to take it all away from him right now.
Right. No, I completely understand.
He's gonna be lucky if I ever let him on a computer again.
It's funny because when we were talking to him, he said that his parents, or you guys don't know that he's talking to a teacher, but you probably wouldn't care.
Oh, bullshit. He said that about me?
Well, yeah.
He didn't say that about me.
I'm here with Dr. Austin, one of the assistant principals. Yeah, she was there when he said that.
Well, if he was talking about his parents, he was probably right in saying that, because if the grandfather has custody of the kid, then that's probably because the parents messed up at some point, right? So with him saying that his parents probably wouldn't care, he probably, that's exactly how he feels, you know? The parents at some point, did something that distanced themselves from him. So yeah, it's perfectly understandable that he feels like they wouldn't care if it's his grandfather that's taking care of him.
He didn't say that about me. He knows better than to say that about me.
So
he didn't mean you.
With him about who he talks to online, who he doesn't give his name to online, his real address online. I've already given him these people.
You're trying the best you can, grandfather. It's not your fault.
Yep. Oh
You
yeah.
know, I've given him all these speeches, and I told him if I ever catch you doing it, I'll take it all away.
Right. Yep.
So he's full of shit. He knows damn well that he don't play that game with me.
Yep.
And
So
he's lying to all of you.
regardless, like
Maybe
I
his
said,
grandmother, yeah. His grandfather, no way.
like I
No way
said,
does that go with me. Not at all.
regardless, he would be the victim. Obviously, this teacher is a suspect in a potential crime. Not to mention the fact that we believe that she's also messaging other students. So, is there any? 25. So, is there any way?
What's she doing in middle school teaching kids?
You know, it's questions that we all have. I don't know why do they let 19-year-olds be cops? You know,
I don't know that either, and they're not ready to do that either.
Yeah.
19-year-olds should not be a cop.
Right.
They don't have the freaking world views to be a cop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So.
So what should I do with this computer if I find shit? Should I just save it in case you guys want to look at the computer or what?
Yeah, exactly, Azakel. Yeah.
Is there any way that you or your wife can come, because I need a guardian to sign the consent to search form. It's an actual piece of paper.
I don't have anywhere to drive. I don't drive, dude.
Okay.
I'm like disabled, and
Are you home?
I gave my license to DMV, and so I don't drive anymore because I got in an accident because I'm disabled, and my body vibrates, and I can't control the pedals, and I crashed into somebody.
Okay.
And I gave my license to DMV after that happened. It just got a state ID is what I got.
Are you
But I'm
home? Okay.
I'm home if you want to come here.
Yeah, so I won't be able to leave the school. I'm assigned to the school, but I can have a deputy come by and just get that signed from you.
Absolutely.
And then I don't know how we were his fiance. Do you want?
No, you can send him with his mother.
Okay.
Like, he can go with his mother. You can talk to his mother too. She doesn't have guardianship of him because way back when he was like 2 drugs and we took him away from her.
Gotcha. So there's no injunction in place.
She's now since passed all of that stuff, so she's like a good person. She don't do drugs no more, but she still ain't getting the kid back because he doesn't want to go with her because he grew up with me.
Okay. So.
You know what I'm saying? But you can let him go with his mother and she can bring him home to me.
Okay. So there's no injunction in place, anything in the court that says that he can't be with her. It's just not. The guardianship isn't changed over. I got you. Okay.
No, it's just on his guardian.
Oh my
So
god.
let me ask you this. You know, I don't want to muddy the waters by having her sign that form, so I'll still have a deputy come have you sign it. So what I'll do is if you want to stay on the phone, I'm going to go over to him and tell him that you're giving me permission to take the phone.
Yeah, I feel so bad for the kid, dude.
Just because obviously I don't think he's going to be in agreement with that, but that's not up to him.
I don't give a crap what he is. You take the phone.
Right. So.
Yes, I bought the phone. I paid for the phone, not him.
Right. Yep. So I'm going to go over to the clinic real quick, and then obviously this.
Yeah, take the phone as soon as possible, dude, before he deletes anything.
This is
Whenever I'm on the phone, and take this phone while I'm standing right here.
Okay. Obviously.
And you can tell him I'm on the phone with you.
Okay. And like I said, obviously to our criminal investigation division.
I'm this woman on this computer. Should I just save all of this? Should I take this computer away until you guys figure out what's going on? I don't give a crap. The other plays on a computer right now.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I recommend not letting him use it.
If you need evidence from this computer, I'm more than happy to give it to you so you can copy his computer for all I give a crap.
Right, so I will, I wouldn't let him on it, but I will call you back shortly after we hang up. I'm going to talk to my supervisor.
Computer?
Yep, perfect. Yep.
Hang on it. Finding this woman now.
Right, yeah, no,
It could take me hours.
they'll handle all.
And I cut her off the computer.
Don't worry about the computer, Grandpa. Just don't let him on it.
Yep, that's perfect. So I'm walking over to the clinic, and I'm just going to let them know that we're going to.
Once the officers have access to the phone, many things that seem unclear wouldn't be.
So real quick, do you have your phone on you?
Yeah.
Perfect. I'm going to take that. I'm on. I'm going to have the phone. Okay. So basically, we're collecting it, and they're just going to do a search of the phone. So.
Why do you want me to take that computer away? I'm not a computer geek or anything. These technologies are all very confusing. But if you want, I could take the computer away from him. I paid for that computer. I'm not letting him on it anymore.
His computer, you can tell.
Okay. Yeah. So you're on speaker.
Yeah. I'm taking until the cops come and get it and they look at it.
You can't have the computer no more. You can't be on the computer, kid.
Okay.
You know better than to talk to adults on the computer.
Because I'm not going crazy finding this woman on your computer.
Yeah, I don't understand this computer stuff. I'm gonna let the authorities take care of the computer.
I'm just pissed off that you even talk to
You knew better than to talk to the old women on the internet.
an adult on the computer.
On the computer, I paid.
About this before.
I gave you so many speeches, kid. You should know better.
We don't give our name to people.
We don't do that stuff, kid.
On the computer. We don't give our address to nobody on the computer.
What are you doing?
We don't do that crap. You and me have spoke about this before.
Hey, outside.
What is the matter with you?
Yeah, what's the matter with you, son? We talked about this so many times. You don't give your name to anybody on the internet. You don't talk to adults on the internet.
I'm taking your computer, so when you come home.
The kid is just like, shut him up, please.
After detectives opened the boy's Discord messages, the
Oh
entire case shifted
boy,
instantly.
oh boy, oh
It was
boy,
no
oh boy.
longer
Here
about
it
a rap
comes.
incident. It was grooming.
Oh God, no.
Calculated, repeated, intentional. Inside the messages, detectives found nude photos and videos of Torres, explicit photos of the 14-year-old victim,
No.
sexual conversations, drawings created by Torres,
No.
messages acknowledging he was a minor, conversations about hiding the relationship until he turned 18, pet names like Pookie and Love. And the most disturbing piece, a nude photo of Torres with the victim's name written on her thigh.
Oh.
This wasn't miscommunication.
Oh, the thighs, huh? Yeah, who would do that? That's weird.
This wasn't confusion. This was exploitation. As detectives pieced everything together, they realized the February incident wasn't the beginning. It was just the first time someone saw something. It had been going on for more than a year.
Why did you leave it?
A year?
Well, basically, it's because of an incident that happened at school. And essentially, I had a child lay their head on my lap. And obviously, it was against TOS and many other things that I got.
TOS?
Yeah, that's fine. And then they basically contacted me, asked for my information, and then told me that they were going to open a DCF case. Okay. I didn't know that DCF stood for Department of Children and Families. It's new because up in Philadelphia they call it something completely different. They Like just- CPS or yeah, something? it's CPS. Yeah. Yeah, so I didn't know, and I was like, okay, no problem. And Yeah. that's basically the gist of it. Okay. Were you contacted by DCF or? No, you guys came today. Yeah. This was the very first time I've been like contacted by anybody regarding Outside like, school. yeah.
You want to say something, but it wouldn't be right? Well, I've already had comments of people in my chat saying that she looks cute and they can fix her, so, you know, I don't think whatever you say is gonna be worse than that.
They're like, you're gonna get a letter and you're gonna get arrested. And I was like, okay. And I've just been waiting, basically. Okay. Why would you get arrested? Because I was having contact with like.
She violated TOS and she's about to get banned from Twitch. Dude.
In class, they found my Discord. Okay. And they also found my social media and stuff like that. And some of them were contacting me, mostly to ask me to draw them stuff because they knew that I draw. So I would just send them like art and stuff like that. Okay. Okay. So this incident at the school, you said you had a child sitting in your lap or laying in your lap. Tell me about that. He laid his head on my lap. He had a headache, but then he laid his head on my lap, and then I just kind of left him there. Okay. Wasn't sure what to do, but I told him to get off after a while, but it was in a class full of students, so obviously they were gonna tell the.
Okay.
So,
Was it like during class or?
It was during class.
Okay. Is this one of your students?
Was.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, from what I know, they said that they have footage and everything. So
She was 100% his Discord e-mommy? Dude.
Regarding that incident.
Yeah.
That was basically the biggest thing that got me fired this video. So.
Gotcha. So obviously, you know, I have the messages from Discord, stuff like that.
Yeah, 100%.
And I know you guys are talking about like hickeys, stuff like that. Tell me about those.
Those are mainly like we go back and forth and talk about the ideas of it. Obviously, he's giving me some. Obviously, I've given him some, which is why I mentioned the neck.
Obviously, I've given him some? Did she just... What? Obviously? Hello?
Yeah. Okay. So that's what you're talking about, the neck, even like hickeys or bruises. Okay.
Those are mainly like the thing.
Okay. How many times have you guys hung out? I know you said once earlier, but How many times in real
If
life?
I had to like count, maybe three times max. Because I'm not really allowed to drive my mom's car. So, she was like, "You're gonna take the car."
Hickey might be a TOS violation, girl. I don't know. You might have to go check, but it might be a TOS violation. Oh.
Errands, that's fine. And then I usually do my errands, and then if I have time, I go.
Yeah.
But not all the time. Maybe 3 times.
Maybe 3 times.
At least.
At least.
From the top of my head.
Where do you guys normally go?
Oh, we go to a hiking trail. We get out the car. We actually go hiking, and then we go back to the car. Yeah, we sit there. We talk to each other. Then we get Wawas. Yeah, I usually do take him to Wawas.
Yeah. No, I believe you. Like I said, I don't think.
Wow, what was that? A fast food restaurant? She needs jail and therapy. Yeah, she's like, she is not okay. Yeah.
I don't know. I just know that we missed some stuff in the middle of that. What hiking trail do you guys go on?
49th Trail, something like that.
Okay, down there by like 44 Marion Oaks area. Okay, because that's where you live. Is that where he lives too? Somewhere in that area?
Yeah, he lives like in the opposite direction of where I live.
Oh, okay. Any like videos that you guys have sent each other?
Probably I've sent like maybe 1 or 2. I don't remember what the contents are, but I know I've sent them.
Okay, what would be in there like normally? If you can guess what you would have sent him in a video.
Probably the same thing, same content.
Okay.
So
you sent him videos of you masturbating? Okay. Has he sent anything like that back?
Girl, do you need to be reminded to cover your face or something? Are you feeling any sort of embarrassment while you're saying this? Just an average Discord relationship, huh? Yeah. He was just laying on her lap, and now all of a sudden we're talking hickeys, we're talking masturbation videos, like, and she's just like casually like, yeah, I guess I did that, yeah. I remember now. Like, what? Hello?
Not any videos.
Okay, so you don't have any videos on your phone?
No, not at all.
Okay, and all this started within the last month?
Yeah.
Okay, when you guys started like dating, what you would call it?
In the last month, yeah.
Okay. Anything past the kissing that happened when you guys have hung out at all? Okay, nothing sexual. I know you said you're still a virgin, so you guys haven't had sex?
No, I'm just scared to have sex.
Okay. Is there like a reason for that, or like a reason why you guys didn't?
Oh, I just don't want to have sex with a minor. Personally, in general.
Gotcha.
And like also like I have like bad immune system, so I don't want to accidentally end up having.
Yeah, I'm not having sex with him, not because he's 14 or anything, but it's because I have a bad immune system, and who knows what would happen. But it's not because he's 14 or anything. But I send him videos of me masturbating.
Gotcha, okay. You're feeling okay right now, though?
Yeah, I'm
okay.
okay.
I don't want you to pass out on me.
Yeah, are you okay? Are you sure?
I have like bad anemia, so it's chilling though.
Okay.
But yeah, it's like I said, like you were saying, yeah, we've touched each other.
I take it back. I don't think I can fix her. Yeah, I'm glad you took that back. I was waiting for that.
Like I said, you have the Discord messages and stuff, so you'll see that we talk about like pegging, which is just essentially sex. We just made mad jokes about him half the time. It's
Pegging is essentially sex, in case you guys didn't know.
just a lot of, I'm gonna peg you, oh okay, bet. I'm gonna peg you, oh okay, bet. That's
So nothing that's actually happened in that sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
We talk about it, but I'm just like, it's like very jokingly. Like, he knows it's online, so.
Fine line! Because I didn't cross the line sending a masturbation video. But, you know, it was just talking about begging. It's not a big deal. You know?
Okay. I know there was some text, and I'm trying to remember, about like some like breathing.
Literally just the average Discord conversation. Nothing weird going on.
Some deep throating, things like that. Is that something that happened when you guys hung out?
Since when does 4chan fix anybody?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you performed. Okay. Did that happen once?
Hello? Girl, do you realize 2 seconds ago you just said it didn't go beyond that, and now you're saying yes to oral sex?
Time more than one time?
2 times.
2 times.
2 times, okay.
Did he ever perform like the act back on you? Did he ever? Okay.
No, he has not put any. He hasn't given me oral. He hasn't like touched my insides. He hasn't.
Your insides, just your outsides.
Like crazy, but not like actually perform the same acts on me.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna lie, that the idea of it kind of hurts in my head.
Are we going to see emotion? Wait, okay.
So no, thanks.
Okay, so that's.
He always asks, and I'm like, absolutely not.
Okay. So that hasn't happened. It's just something you guys.
Yeah. He's asked, and she's like, absolutely not. That is crossing the line. Oh, but there's a new line because the line was further down 2 seconds ago now, guys. But now the line's a bit further up. But still, no, it's still not okay because that's a line we can't cross.
Kind of talk about. Okay. Okay. So you've. Yes, he hasn't done anything to you.
No.
Have you done anything else, like him or like touched his? Okay. With what? Your hand. Okay. How many times has that happened?
Maybe 1 time. Okay. 1 time for sure.
Okay. And it's always these times where you pick them up, you go to Wawa, you go to the trailhead. All these happen at the trailhead?
The trail. Well, yeah, actually. Yeah, the trailhead because I don't really go anywhere else.
Okay. Are you guys like parked in the car at the trailhead, or are you guys just off on the trail, kind of?
Sometimes we go off in the trail. Sometimes.
The age of consent is 16 in the UK. I think it might be here as well. I'm not sure what the legalities are here.
No, 1 time we went off on the trail, then like the other like 2, 3 times I've been in the car.
Okay, so like when you.
No, exactly, Fat Cat Tuxedo. Yeah, 100%.
Car, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's car.
I just didn't know because I'm assuming people are walking on the trail.
It's like, I think I've been like really early sometimes. It's like 8 in the morning.
Oh, okay, so it's not super busy.
Really is there.
Okay, okay. So most incidents happen in that red SUV that's owned by your mom. Okay. Anything else? I know we keep saying no, that's it, but then we talk about something else more.
You're good. I mean, if you want to bring anything else up, I mean, I can answer it. I have a bad memory, so
okay.
I can.
And even though Torres denied it, the victim said they had intercourse multiple times. Currently, detectives are seeking additional victims. As far as Torres, she's being held at Marion County Jail with no bond. This case isn't just about one teacher or one student. It's about recognizing grooming early, enforcing school policies consistently, and creating systems where red flags aren't ignored or downplayed. Predators thrive in silence. This case is one of the few that broke that silence.
Holy crap, dude! Oh my god.
That was in there yesterday.
Is this in Florida? Oh, dude. These poor kids, man. I need more on her. I've never seen someone so casual about that. Okay, let me see. This was 1 month ago, so there's probably not too much more on this. Do we have a name? I don't think we have a name. 14 felony charges. She was hired in December and fired just 2 months later after staff members reported concerning behavior. Dude, this was all during 2 months? Yo, she works really fast. She was just in that school for 2 months and she has like several victims that she was having sex with? Dude. She's so cooked if it's Florida, they're trying to introduce death penalty for this. Are they really? I have a bad, yeah, she has a bad memory, guys. We don't have a name, but this was quite recent, so maybe we can find more information on it. I'll look into it, guys. I'll look into it. We shall see what else we can find. For now, she was a substitute teacher. That's why, you know, she worked that fast, yeah. She was on a timer, so to speak. Holy crap, dude. Alright, I'm gonna look into this more. We might have some more cases that we can go through soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. Sent to you? Oh, wait, what did you send to me? You found something? Okay.
A substitute teacher in Marion County is facing charges for sending inappropriate messages to a student. Sheriff's deputies say in addition to the messages, another student saw 24-year-old Diane Lee Torres massaging the victim's head in her lap. Torres admitted to being in a relationship with the student.
This live is my cup of tea, but I want to thank whoever gifted me a sub. It was 2 hours ago. Absolutely, May! I understand that this topic might not be your kind of thing. Maybe you can show up next time. We have a lot of different topics that we discuss on the channel. So, but I appreciate you coming here and saying that. Thank you.
She was also found with inappropriate images of both of them on their phone. She is being held in the Marion County Jail on a $350,000 bond on more than a dozen charges.
Well, a WTOC update now.
That's it. Long-term substitute teacher who said deputies said they were notified February 21st. Wait a minute, this was a while ago already, so we should honestly have more on this, right? The victim and several other students are in regular contact with Torres on the popular messaging app Discord. School leaders told deputies that Torres had been disciplined in 2024 for using Discord to message students, including the witness student. So she had already been told to stop and they didn't look into it further? When deputies asked her, she denied that anything sexual or inappropriate had happened between them and the defendant. Digital forensic technicians extracted the victim's cell phone and provided deputies a copy of their report. Oh my god, there's hentai. Japanese manga and anime with overly sexualized characters and sexually explicit themes and plots called hentai. There's gay porn. BL manga, which I'm not sure what that is. Specifically featuring romantic depictions between male characters. Spooky. Dude. That is wild. So this happened like a while ago. The body cam vids take forever to get a hold of. That's why it's only 1 month ago upload. Oh, there's more? Possession of child pornography. Transmission of harmful material to minor. Lewd or lascivious? Is that how you say it? Battery on child age 12 to 16. Molestation. Dude. Yeah, Pookie is a weeb. Yeah. This is from the county court cases in the US. They're public access. Just need to know where to look. Yeah. It says it's closed. The bottom one is still ongoing. Okay, this one's still ongoing. I see. All right. Maybe we'll find out more soon. Okay, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this type of content, let me know, because it was something a little bit different today that we did. In the past, we've done some different subjects around dating, around the OnlyFans house, we talked about Piper Raquel, we talked about the other crazy OnlyFans entrepreneur, crazy creative lady. Forgot her name. But this is different. This is like going into the criminal activities, you know? It's like going into like some crazy stuff happening. Wasn't any dateable women today. I'm so sorry, Pete. Definitely no dateable women today. Maybe next time. She's gonna be someone's Pookie in jail. Oh my god. Send the dockets that give more context. Let me. Okay. I'll look into this. Can't see very well. It's very bright. But it says notice of hearing, notice to appear. And this is all happening on the 10th of last year. Notice to appear. So yeah, it looks like it's still ongoing. Thank you. Thank you, Azakel, for helping. I'll see you guys soon. Got to get the ones with violence charges. Have the latest notice. Okay. Oh yeah, I see that now. Okay, so there's a hearing scheduled for the 13th of February. Okay, good to know. There's something happening next month. Okay, guys, thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for watching, and we will we'll see you guys soon. I'm gonna be experimenting with different topics, so just come back, let me know what you prefer, what you like most. Because that helps me out to plan future content. And if you are a member, or even if you're not a member, you can join our Discord. Let me put the link in the chat. It's also in the description section, but I'll put it in the chat. That's the link right there. Now that you've destroyed my profession, I have done no such thing. There's gonna be awful people in any, section or, in life, unfortunately. That's the Discord. You can join if you are not a member, but if you are a member, you have access to extra channels on the Discord to discuss all different kinds of topics. So, yeah. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'll see you soon. Bye, everyone. Oh, maybe I can go raid someone. Depends on who's on. I gotta go follow more people. Got to that conclusion the other day. But for now, let's see who's on. We could go say hi to Mr. Boom Boom Pow. I don't remember if I've said hi to him before. If we've redirected there. Alright, guys. Have a good night. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.